Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Give me that one to let me know that you guys can hear me. Happy New Year's to everybody who is just fresh joining us. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hit me with that one. Let me know that you guys can hear and everything will be cool. All right. I see a one. Thank you, Nikki. All right, Yvette, thank you so much. All right. We are in the house for the first review of I see the ones lighting it up. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. We're in the house. We finally got an opportunity to take a look at Christine as she's getting married, or at least prepping to get married. And there are some things that we could talk about for show. First time catching a live. I see it. Well, where's that at? Let's get it. That's right. We're going to be all the way live now. Welcome, Slores. First time catching a live. Awesome. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. Go ahead and give me that HBO special, which stands for Help a Brother Out Special. Hit that like button, ring the bell for notifications, and you'll be notified when we do content just like this, as well as when we sending out videos. Speaking of videos, there is a young lady. Let me look this up real quick. On story of Natalie. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a quick thing on the story of Natalie Grace. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I haven't decided whether I want to do it as a video or if I want to do it as a live. It's kind of like a real life mystery. That's why I'm bringing it back to beanie until I get my decide what I'm gonna do with my hair. I'll be rocking that for a little bit. Yes, Natalie Grace, Becky. Thank you very much. I want to do a. I don't know whether I want to do a live on that or if I want to do individual videos. So I haven't decided, but I am interested in doing that content just because there's a lot of interesting things that I think we can talk, and I just want to give my take on it, especially since, got a platform and stuff. So I'm going to say my say. I'm going to speak my speech. Oh, wow. What's this? Betty said, just joined, but that kiss was, look at me. Robyn will always be in the shadow. There you go. Yeah. So let's get it ripping. Make sure you hit that HBO special. Thank you, Cher Bear. Hitting that HBO special. This show needed more Kody and Robyn. Not. No thank you. No thank you on the Kody and Robyn. If anything, I think Kody and Robyn provided just enough of an appearance for us to recognize why they shouldn't be on this show. Like their contribution was so small, so insignificant, and just overall bitter. Like, I know that they rolled them out, and Kody probably insisted that he be included in this special, because if they're not included, they don't get paid. There's a hint right there. Hey, what's up, Kat Bloomfield? I see you. Dr. Carl in the house. What's up? Rochelle J. Vixen. Okay. Loving the red. Thank you so much. I'm trying some different things. But watching Mama Cat, I see you. You're letting the room fill up a little bit. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. That HBO special is always there and available for you. Get a red hat and be Santa. Damn. What was this? I can't. Some of these are so fast. I gotta figure out how to slow these down. Yeah. On a curious case of Natalie Grace. Yeah. Live in videos. Yeah, because it's a lot of material there for Nancy Grace. For those who aren't familiar, that Nancy Grace case is insane. Like, it's a young lady who was adopted from the Ukraine. She's disabled because she suffers from she has a form of dwarfism where it causes all kinds of medical issues and problems. But the folks who adopted her, evil as hell. Both of them, evil as hell. I'm gonna give you a little preview. They are some evil sons of bitches. You know what I mean? Like, I got a whole lot of opinions when it comes to that. Stacy F with the big shout out with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Anyone else catch David's face as McKelty walked in the door? His face was like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh, fuck. Not that damn narcissist again. You know what? That's a good place to start. Thank you so much, Stacey F, for the super chat and for the springboard. Let's talk a little bit about McKelty's appearance. Yeah, I think Cindy made a good point. I'm tired of people saying it was fast. She was single Nirvana entire before she met David. Then it was another 11 months before they married. You know what? We're gonna run through all this. First things first. Let's talk about McKelty. Since, as we get into the marriage stuff, it'll be a little more, So let's talk a little bit about McKelty. How many people? Okay, just scrapping in the house. Hey, what's up? What's up? Happy New Year, just scrapping. Drop the super chat too. Let's see what it is. Just scrapping, $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Glad to see you doing Natalia Grace. I'm sorry. So much to discuss. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff in there, man. And I hope you guys come through for that, because that's crazy. Like, this sister wife stuff is nuts. That's like super bonkers with extra crazy sauce nuts. Like, that whole thing is ridiculous. Yeah, but how many people were impressed, or I don't want to say impressed, but how many people liked McKelty's appearance on the show? Give me a 1 in the chat if you liked McKelty's appearance on the show and you had a favorable feeling, gave you that warm fuzzy feeling. Give me a 2 if not so much. A 1 if you were like, McKelty, yes, need more of that. Give me a 2 if you're like, I could have did without that McKelty part. Oh, man. Where's Buggus? Who is David? David is 2. Yeah. Some 1s. I see some 1s. A little mixed bag up in y'all. Got a little bit mixed bag. A lot. Overwhelming too, though. People were like, nope. All right. What was this? Somebody gave a little more of an explanation. Yeah, Lo said, McKelty has like a mixed bag appearance. Like, she annoys people, rubs people the wrong way, but the family does love her. Brenda Book said, McKelty wasn't so bad. Tony was worse with his dumb questions. Yeah. I was sad that this looked so fun and Gwen missed it. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that Gwen missed it. Yeah, it's sarcasm for fun. Please smash that like button. Give me that HBO special. And you know the one. And you know the one. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. That's right. Got a trumpet in. I like that. And you know the one. You know what? Tiffany H said 1.5 indifferent. Same thing with Spicy Sugar Mama. 1.5. Kathy Ferran said nope. James and nope. Oh, okay. Dr. Carl with the 2222222222222. she's wearing on me now, it's not just giving wounded inner child vibes anymore. Yes. And then, you know what? And here's the thing. Like, I'm one of those people, I've never been a big fan, because I realize that there are people who like to go at folks. Right? You know, like they give each other a hard way to go. They tease each other, harass each other, make fun of each other, that kind of thing. I was never really one of those people. Like, I'm not a big, you know, I like to make fun of people I'm friends with, and that's how you know I like them, because I'm teasing them and harassing them. Like, I was never really that one of those people. I recognize that that's kind of McKelty's thing. Like, between her and her husband, that's kind of their thing. Her and Tony, they like to have kind of that rough around the edges thing. And when it comes to that, I get it. But there's some points where you kind of push the limit. And there was one point where McKelty had talked about, how many people are coming to the wedding tomorrow? And David's like, 450. Now, for those not to know, 450 people for a wedding is a lot of folks. That's a lot of people. That's an expensive wedding. And McKelty made the comment, well, we had 550, we still beat you. And the whole thing just seems like it's a competition. Like, she's trying to compete with everybody. Who's your favorite daughter? Who's your, who's going to have the biggest wedding? And then her and Tony trying to clap back on Christine by saying that, we didn't know each other. We got a hard time for how long we knew each other, etc., etc., etc. And in line with Keisha Lee, thank you for the super chat, $2 super chat. McKelty just always seems desperate for attention, and I agree with that. Like, she always seems like she's trying to jump in the middle of getting the attention, being a funny one, but she's not. Her jokes kind of fall flat, that kind of thing. But when her and Tony were standing there talking, they were saying stuff like, "Oh, yeah, Kathy Ferrand, 450 is a big ass wedding. That's a huge wedding, expensive too. That's an expensive wedding." And McKelty said, "Well, I had 550, and it's not fair." Because when we got married, we were told that we should wait, and this guy isn't a part of the Mormon culture. And he is a part of the Mormon culture. His sisters, he has 2 sisters living in polygamy, so he knows about that life and lifestyle. When it comes down to it, here's the point. Here's the point. And it was made to me earlier, so this isn't my original idea. My lady actually said it. She said point blank, the subtle difference is that Christine and David are paying for their wedding. McKelty was trying to get her parents to pay for her wedding. So if they made her wait, the part of the reason why, if you remember back to when McKelty was trying to get married, she was trying to get married almost right on top of Maddie's wedding. So when she's like, I want to get married right away, and we have to do it within like 2 or 3 months after Maddie does it. The reality of it is, they already had TLC paid for Maddie's wedding. Let's not trip. TLC paid for Maddie's wedding. TLC also kicked the bill for Christine's wedding, probably kicked some money in for that. David probably paid for a good amount of it, some different things here and there. But TLC probably kicked in for that wedding as well. But TLC paid for McKelty's wedding too. Here's the deal though. Why would TLC pay for 2 weddings in one season? So if most likely TLC had the conversation with him like, look, if Maddie gets married right at on top of, or if McKelty gets married right on top of Maddie, then you guys can pay for that. I mean, we'll film it. We'll, maybe pay you for a couple things here and there. But we're not going to, we're not breaking a bank for 2 weddings in one season. Especially when we can roll it into the next season, which is exactly what they did. And that's what they called for. So it made perfect sense that they would make her wait. Tiffany H with the $5 super chat. I'm a big personality myself. You and I both. She is similar. It can seem someone who is outspoken can come out attention seeking. She is a bit pushy at times. I agree with that, Tiffany H. I 100% agree with that, because I too have a big personality. But I will say this. when you have a big personality, just recognizing for yourself, not every opportunity is an opportunity for you to shine. So, if you go out and you're at somebody else's event or somebody else's celebration or party or whatever the case may be, you have to step back. Sometimes you have to step back and let them have their shine on their day. It can't always be about like, I'm that guy, like if there's a microphone and somebody's like, we need somebody to sing, give a speech or something like that. I'm the first one up there. Hey, I'll say something. I got something to say, But at the same time, you also have to recognize when it's somebody else's time. I mentioned this before. There was a point where Denzel Washington, thank you for the super chat, by the way. There was a time where I mentioned Denzel Washington, right? Famous actor and thespian. He had a thing where he would coach his kids' little league teams, and he said that as big a star as he is, he could command a room. Denzel Washington, this is when stars were stars, movie stars were movie stars, and he was one of the top movie stars. And he's always said that when I go to my kids' games, I don't sign autographs, I don't take pictures, I don't talk about movies, I don't talk about nothing Hollywood, because this is their day. So while I'm there and I'm coaching the team, if somebody wants to come up and they want to talk about the baseball game or the team or the kids playing or whatever the case may be, talk to my son or my daughter about how great they're playing or whatever the case may be, we can have that conversation. But if you want to talk about me, today is not the day for that. This is their day. And it's just that kind of discipline, understanding that the people that you're celebrating, even though you like to be the center of attention, you like to command that, you have to give them their time as well. And that's all I'm going to say on that front. Lisa Jessup Anderson with the $1.99 super chat. Super lost on the timeline. When was this filmed? They got married. I want to say it was sometime in the fall. They were married. Like they were married by the time they did they aired the season finale or the tell-alls. They were already married by the time they did that. So if that gives you a little thing, I can't recall. As a matter of fact, I can look it up. Let me see. I'll tell you now. October. They got married in October. Yeah, they got married in October. That's my shoe! I love that. That's my shoe! $2 super chat. Just take out a home equity loan. Easy peasy. Yeah, thank you. That's right. I forgot all about that. Thank you so much. That's my shoe. I appreciate the super chat and the reminder, because as she said, there was one point where McKelty was like, oh, you just take out a home loan. What? Like, what? You get married. Like, well, shit. I mean, if it's like that, then we could just have 20 people in the backyard. You know what I mean? Like, especially with Tony, I want to have, like, taco stations for 550 people. I want some people showing up, and then later on, other people can show up, and I want it in and out where people can feel comfortable. Forget that. Like, and you know, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Because you actually just reminded me. That's my shoe. Thank you so much. Here's the thing. And here's a great piece of advice I received when I was a young man. And I was, contemplating jumping the broom. Somebody had said, there was an older woman who worked at the job I was at the time. And she gave me the best piece of wedding advice ever. And a piece of advice is what I'm just going to share with you guys now. It's simply this. When you think of a wedding and you're inviting people to the wedding, a lot of people get lost in the sauce. They start worrying themselves about the big party and trying to have the big event. And you want to have like the biggest, best, most expensive thing you can ever do. The thing is, when you get married to somebody, the first and foremost, the whole reason for the ceremony is a celebration between the two people. Everything else is secondary. The party, the reception, the big hoopla and all that, the limos and all that, that's all secondary. Because when push comes down to shove, you want to think about your wedding this way. Your wedding is just that, a wedding. Don't spend all your money for the wedding and have nothing left for the marriage. You're there to celebrate your marriage. You aren't there just to have the big party, the most expensive thing you could possibly do. I knew somebody, or a friend of his, they got married, they took out a huge loan, they spent, I think it was like $120,000 on this wedding, right? Spent $120,000 on the wedding. After the wedding, beautiful ceremony, beautiful, everything was on point, tuxedos, everybody looking sharp to death. You know what I mean? Pull them out of pencil sharpness shop. Everybody looking good, smelling good, feeling good, cut, you know what I mean? Big fancy wedding. Went on a tremendous honeymoon. Then after everything was said and done, they came back and they moved into his mom's basement. And they lived in his mom's basement up until the time that they got divorced. And the messed up part about it is they were still paying for the wedding at their divorce proceeding. So when they got their divorce decree, their divorce decree included some of the debt from the wedding. That's how stupid it can get. So the best piece of advice I got, the lady had shared with me when I was a young man, and I'm going to share with you guys now. The best piece of advice I got is when you get married, think of it like this. Inviting somebody, your guests, to the wedding would be the equivalent of asking yourself one question. If I was going to take somebody out to a very expensive meal, right, $100 a plate meal, if I was going to take them out to a very expensive meal, would I be okay buying them dinner? That's it. If it's somebody who you would never think of taking out to an expensive meal, to an expensive dinner, and it be on you, then that person should not be on your wedding guest list. Because that's essentially what you're doing. You're paying for them to have an expensive meal at an expensive event on you. So if you're not willing to put that money out for them to come out to, say, Ruth Chris or the Palm or the Seasons, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not willing to do that, then that person should not appear on your guest list. If it's somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, they don't need to be there for your wedding. And that sounds like a dickhead thing to say, and I appreciate that. But I'm just saying that, like, thinking about it from the respect of you sharing this intimate moment with your significant other, you don't have to break the bank in order for you to prove how much you love each other. That's a mistake. Don Clark said, I feel you on that one, Don Clark. Don Clark said, I have relatives I wouldn't take to a McDonald's drive-thru. And that's with them ordering Happy Meals or getting them with them complimentary cups. They'll take the water, please. Yes, the water. See, there you go, Peggy Murphy. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Peggy Murphy. I got married at the courthouse and bought a home. That's what I'm talking about. Like the couple that spent $120,000 on their wedding, that's house money. That's house money. In some areas, depending on the region of the country you live in, you could buy a damn house for $120,000. I mean, cash on the barrelhead, walk away with the house money. Like, no loan, nothing. I mean, it might not be the biggest, bestest house in the world, but it'll be a nice house and it will be yours. And the ultimate part about it is that when you have that kind of relationship, thank you so much for your contribution, Peggy. When you have that kind of relationship, let's keep it all the way a stack. When you walk out of that situation, part of the reason why I think that they had so much trouble in their new marriage is because they were living and they felt the crush of that financial debt on their marriage. As they're getting started, they spent that money. That money is gone. And that's the thing with big marriage bills, wedding bills. When you get that big wedding bill, that money is spent and gone. Everybody done drank they fill and they rolled out. And nobody is, you know what I mean? Nobody's kicking in. Oh, I got to pay this wedding bill. Think y'all got some money? Oh, my money kind of tight. Call up the people who were there for the open bar just hammering them their booze. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing. You have a lot of folks that show up for the wedding and don't give a damn about what you're doing as far the day number 2. Yeah, so like with McKelty, that was one of the things that kind of bothered me. It was also weird to me that actually Tony was surprised that David didn't know what the wedding dress looked like. Did you catch that? Because in speaking of Robyn and Kody picked out I picked the dress. That's right, I picked the dress. I picked the dress. Well, Tony did the same thing. He showed up with the mother-in-laws and everybody, and he wanted to pick McKelty's dress out because it was his day, and that's the excuse that he used. So McKelty and Tony and Rob and Kody have a lot more in common. And from what I understand, like I don't subscribe to their Patreon, so I don't comment on their Patreon. And I won't comment on their Patreon because it's behind a paywall. So I won't say too much about it. Because obviously if they wanted me talking about it, they wanted everybody to know about it, everybody be able to see it. So, but I will say this. From what I understand, Tony is, for at least early on, Tony was like super pro Kody. Yeah. Lo said, my friend's daughter's $15,000 in flowers alone. Christine's flowers at minimum was $20,000. I was a florist, I know. Yeah. And that's the thing. Lo, answer this question. When people show up, and again, I'm just trying to give people the 411. When you show up to a florist, you show up to a baker, the person who's going to make your cake, you show up to a facility, a catering hall or a reception hall, and the second you say wedding, everything just got knocked up. These flowers say $20. Oh no, those are $3,000 flowers right there. That's a $3,000 arrangement. The second you say wedding, it's like oh, the wedding tax. It's like a happiness tax. Like they catching all of it. It's insane. Like how much things go up. You go in there and say, yeah, I want to try some cakes out. The second you say, I'm doing these cakes for my wedding. Oh, okay, yeah, these aren't $20 cakes anymore. These are $400, $500, $600 cakes now. And how many people are you expecting? Like all of a sudden eggs are like I don't want the golden eggs from the golden goose. I want the regular eggs. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Nikki C with the $4.99 super chat. I could talk to you forever about Natalie Grace. Yeah, Natalia Grace. I keep calling her Natalie. Natalia Grace. Watched it close for years now. I'm happy to share my thoughts if you want opinions. Just holla. Okay, I will. And Natalie Grace, Natalia Grace. We're gonna have to talk about that. Cause that show, like that had me so fired up. Like I'm gonna tell y'all. I watched that. If you don't watch it, it's on I think it's on Discovery Plus. Everywhere the TLC was and they screwed everybody, yeah, it's on those platforms. and that show, like watch it, it's 2 seasons and I'm on the second season now. That shit. The father, piece of shit. That dude had me fired up. Like the Lord put people in places where they need to be at the time they need to be there. Because I'm so thankful that I wasn't with that dude. Because he would have got me going. Yeah, so we talked about McKelty a little bit. And like I said, the one weird thing that I will say about the daughters, thank you so much, Nikki C. The one thing I will say about the daughters is simply this. There is a conversation that Aspen, McKelty, I think it was Aspen, McKelty, and Isabel. They had a conversation about Lori, wedding photographer. Yeah, that's another thing. Damn pictures. Expensive. I want to film my wedding. $3,000. So when they were sitting there talking about what should we call him, is he the stepfather? Yes, that's your stepfather. You know what I mean? That's what he would be called. He's, it's not a disrespectful thing that he would be called your stepdad, and it's not disrespectful to your father. No more than, ironically, no more than it's disrespectful that you was running around calling Robyn mom. So, if anything, that's way more disrespectful. You actually call her full-fledged mom. But that's just me. That's not y'all culture. But in y'all culture, okay, fine. You accept the fact that she's a mom. But, okay. But when you look at what they were saying, okay, that he is going to be your stepfather. He's marrying your mom. That's your stepdad. I do say this. Watching Truly, she truly really hit yeah, Cynthia Lopez. I agree with that. Where is that? Oh, here it is. David is their stepfather. I think it's just weird for them. Weird new for them. Yes, I agree with that. Oh, Doug Clark. What would they call Robyn? A stepmom or dad's bitch usurper wife? The usurper wife. She took the crown. Yeah, she was never a mom to the OG3. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Like, if this guy is willing to step up and step into that position, give him the props. Like, give him what it is, because that's what he is. He's the stepfather. Whether you like him, don't like him, whatever the case may be, he's going to be your stepfather. Now, with that being said, as it was articulated not only by Christine, but she said David understood this and feel this way as well. That it's not just it's not that he's coming in trying to replace Kody. I think that would be inappropriate. Kind of like what Kody did to his stepchildren, right? That would be inappropriate. If they have a father and their father's around and wants to be a part of their life, let the father be a part of their life. Let the mom be a part of their life. Let the parents participate in their children's lives, because it's not for them, the parents, it's for the children. And that's why they should participate. It would be the equivalent of if Christine was in a position where she was trying to remove Kody and pretend like Kody doesn't exist. I wouldn't support that at all. But that's not what she's doing. She's just merely saying that our family is expanding. This is my opportunity to be happy. I found somebody. I want to marry him. He wants to be a part of you guys' life. And being a step parent doesn't mean that you're trying to replace anybody. It doesn't mean you're trying to force yourself on. Hopefully David takes that position that, I just want to add to your life. I want to make your life better. I don't want to, try to have your life revolve around me. That's Kody's thing. I don't get that vibe off of David. And I'm sure David, because he has 8 kids of his own, he probably feels the same way. This is not your mom. Your mom passed away. From David's perspective, his wife passed away. So your mom passed away. This is your stepmother. This is a woman who I'm going to spend my life with, and a woman who wants to be a part of your life because she's going to be sharing my life. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not disrespectful at all. Sarcasm for fun with the $9.99 super chat. Sarcasm for fun in the house. Hi, James in chat. How many of you think that Kody and Robyn pulling a knife out their kidneys, they better beware, because no donors helping them. Please hit that like button. Yes, please hit that like button. Do I think that they pulling a knife up out their kidneys? Yeah. I think they pulling their knife up. Thank you so much, Sarcasm for Fun. I appreciate that. And thank you for being here in the house. I think that not only are they pulling a knife up out of their kidneys because they're upset with because of them getting married. I think they're pulling a knife out of their kidneys because TLC created a special that just stars them, and they're going to get a fat check. Whereas Robyn and Kody might only get $1,000, $2,000 at most for their appearance on the show. So I bet you this is probably what had them hot during the thing. LB, I wouldn't call him stepfather. When my mother died and my father got remarried, I didn't refer to her as a stepmother. I call her my father's wife. Yeah. I get it. You know, it can be hard, but you know, if you're looking at the family tree, it's kind of just what it is. Ooh. Uh-oh. Scorpio girl, I can guarantee that Truly will slip up and call David dad. My grandbaby slip up and call me mom, so I'm sure Truly will do this as well. I wouldn't be surprised. The ironic part about it is that's kind of where I was going before. With Truly being in the house with David, there's a couple things that really struck my attention. The first thing is during the tell-all, Kody had said that he doesn't really know David. He only talked to David for about 15 minutes. This dude is full on living with your daughter, and you only took time to talk to him for 15 minutes. That lets you know, and is a strong indication to me, what kind of father Kody was. That says a lot. That speaks volumes. This dude is living with not just your ex-wife. He's living with your daughter. He's living with your daughter. And you only got 15 minutes conversation with him? No, sir. No, sir. That's not appropriate. You should be trying to have a conversation with him. Again, as a father, you just want to find out where this guy is, what he's about, what kind of person he is, what kind of man he is. He's especially going to be living in the house with your daughter. Now, I know that there was a point where there was kind of I know there was a point where people were saying that Kody was upset that Truly was living in the house and seeing Christine basically shacking up with David, you know, as they used to call it back in the day. They shacking it up, you know. But here's the secret to the sauce, bro. Technically, if we're going to keep it all the way a stack, you know, no disrespect to anybody's religious standpoint or whatever, but the reality of it is that technically you guys were shacking up too. So from that respect, it's kind of crazy that he's so, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that they aren't married, living in like y'all weren't really married either, if we're going to keep it all the way a stack. I know you guys had the spiritual marriage and all that, and that's what you considered it. But, you know, when Christine left, she didn't have to talk to a whole lot of folks. So there's that. Now, with that being said, like I said, one of the more ironic parts and things that really struck me is the reality that this is the first time that not only has Christine lived with a man full time, this is the first time Truly has ever stayed with a man or had a man present in the house full time. Because when she was married to Kody, Kody would come by once a week, maybe twice a week to check on her. So there's that. Like, this is the first opportunity they had really to have the constant, you know, daily ins and outs of seeing a relationship being functional. So I think that that's going to be interesting. You know, and it, you know, it's all a new fit for everybody because, you know, I will say this. I point out the fact of relationship as just it is what it is. That's her stepfather. That's their stepfather. It is what it is. Like, if you had to describe him as anything, that's what he would be. The relationship between David and Christine's kids, or even Christine and David's kids, that's something that has to be built over time. So the same way we would talk about like stepfathers, versus the to the kids or whatever the case may be, is the same way we would talk about Kody's relationship with the kids. So when Kody sits there and says, I'm their father, you have to fill that role. It's not enough for you just to have the biological tie of being, basically the sperm donor. In addition to, this is what my title is because of the biological relationship I have to your mom. If you want to be their dad, you have to be there as their father. You have to be there as their dad. You have to be willing to step into that role. Now, the question is, as they're, especially with the adult children, it's a little different. But as they go through life and as they start to build this relationship with David, it'll be interesting to see if he steps into that role. Because if he steps into that role, then there's a strong possibility that they may have strong feelings for him and towards him because he's now filling a role that they might not even be familiar with. And here's the unfortunate part. For some, to some degree, even some of the older kids, David may step into that role in a way that Kody never did. He may fill those shoes in a way that Kody never did. So it'll be interesting to see how the kids relate to David and his relationship with them, especially if he's taken on a role and taken on filling a space or a void that they didn't even know they had or were missing. Something that was missing in their life. And it's kind of sad when you really think about it, that these kids might not even realize what the role of a father actually is. Like, we kind of talked about it before when we had said, some of us had speculated before about when the ladies would sit there and say, yeah, Kody was such a good father. Kody was a good dad. He was around all the time. He was a good father. Was he a good dad, or was he just better than the people that you knew? Like, in comparison to the people around you, when Kody was taking the role of father, was he better than the other, polygamous dads that you knew, who they just come by, knock the mom off, and then, sit down, eat a couple meals, pat the kids on the head, and roll out? Like, is that, because he did more than that, is he a good father? So, I mean, there's always that question. Eve R. with the $5 super chat, thank you so much. I have heard that Mary's father took out a loan for Kody's wedding. Wow, yeah. Yeah, I think I heard that too. Tony was making a joke and ended up paying the remainder of the bill after TLC. Okay. Well, I mean, if Tony paid for the wedding, Tony paid for the wedding. Because, I mean, I'm sure that TLC kind of cut some of the bill, like they gave up what they could give up. But I know that with the just looking at the production side of it, there's no way that they were going to pay for 2 weddings in one season. Like, they're not, absolutely not going to do that, because you just don't get the traction. Like, there's no upside for them, and they could have the whole, like, that if you think about it, like McKelty's wedding and Maddie's wedding, anytime they do the ramp up for that was about 3 or 4 episodes. I think 4 or 5 episodes between the picking out the dress, picking out the venue. Like, them picking a dress was 1 episode. Picking a venue was another episode. So you get the filler episodes by doing the wedding on this particular season. But if you have 2 weddings, then most of the season is nothing but weddings. And to be honest with you, that doesn't necessarily make for great television. Like, watching the weddings, you'll have people tune in, but watching kids get married right on top of each other it's unremarkable. And I don't think that they would have thought they were getting a lot of traction from it. And this is also during a time, if you recall, this is also right after Kody had to renegotiate the contract with TLC and get paid less money. So it's right around that same time that they had to do the renegotiation. So the show was already dying on the vine, and there was a possibility they were going to the show anyway. So by them saying, hey, let's do another wedding, let's cost you guys more money, the TLC might say, okay, fine, we'll pay you for your, we'll do a trade. We'll pay for some more of the wedding and pay for the event for you guys to be able to get McKelty married, but we just won't pay you for the season. We'll give you kind of a advance or whatever. So I can see that. What's this? Kathy Ferret. James, I don't think Kody is going to really watch David outfather his kids from Christine and Janelle. You know what? I agree with you that he probably won't watch it, But that's mostly because his ass ain't around. You know, like I don't think he, you know. I had a job. Guy said that when I was training for a job, he said, you know, when you go home, leave this job at the job, because at the end of the day, you have to, in order for you to survive this, you have to put it in a position where you leave work at work. When you go home, can't see it from your house. And I think that that's the attitude that Kody's going to have. He's not going to be able to see it from his house in Arizona, how well or how bad David is going to treat him. And that's a shame, because, I mean, there is a point where you can get a push from some non-custodial parents where they actually start to try to participate more when the custodial parent starts dating. Then all of a sudden, you know, mom or dad, you know, where they weren't really interested before, now all of a sudden they find out that the person's dating. Now all of a sudden they got to be around, they got to be included in everything. So you do get kind of that push. But with Kody, he's so hyper focused on himself and the things that he wants and making sure things are convenient for him. It's not convenient for him to have to compete with David. So he might not be interested in it. It's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah, sarcasm for fun. My stepdad outfathered me, and my dad knew it. Ooh. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I don't hate anybody to step up and wants to be, you know, fill that role. There's nothing wrong with that. And and the worst thing that can happen, even if the father, like if Kody was hyper involved with Truly, he was, you know, really, really involved with Truly, and he was there and he was doing everything he needed to do. It's not a bad thing if the man who lives in the house with her mom, Christine, and is married to her mom, takes interest in her as well. That just means she gets double. You get to multiply the love. Love should be multiplied, not divided. So you would have an opportunity for her to be able to experience that. You know, it's just, I just think that would be a great opportunity for everybody to kind of come together and make sure that Truly is being looked after the way she needs to be looked after. Yeah, so speaking of Kody and Robyn's McScobbums, Robyn Sobbums, how many people were impressed with or in favor of Robyn and Kody's appearance? If you thought that Robyn and Kody were in the house, Just Scrapping, number one, $19.99 super chat. Thank you, Just Scrapping. Appreciate it. If you guys think that Robyn and Kody was in the house and they were doing a good job and they were dropping knowledge on us, giving us something that we wouldn't have got otherwise, and you were happy to see them, give me that one in the chat. If you think the show could have done without them, give me a 2. The show, no Kody, no Robyn, give me a 2. If you thought that they were a critical part of the show, give me that 1. Let's see. Want to do a little soft poll. Somebody said, okay. Jacqueline Harrington said they were number 1. They needed to be on the show. 2 for them not on the show. No thank you. Could have went without seeing them. 2 without seeing them. 1, they needed to be on the show. I see some ones. Damn it. See some 2s, firing it off. See some 2s. Michelle Woods in the house. What's up, Michelle? How you doing? I tried to get you, but the damn thing jumped past me. Hi, everyone. Just finished watching. Okay, let's... what the hell? Let me see. Get it this way. Okay. Michelle Woods, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Michelle. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Just finished watching the wedding special part 1. I'm so done with Kody and Robyn. I'm not sure I'll make it to part 2. I'm with you, Michelle. Thank you for coming out, Michelle. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Oh yeah, I tell you what, they are a piece of work. All right, I see some twos up in here, and we gonna rock them twos. Cynthia Lopez with the angry faces. Felicia Plummer, too. They should not have mentioned them at all. A big shout out to Michelle Woods. This thing jumped me. I couldn't get you on the screen. I apologize. Wanted to give you that recognition, Michelle. But thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. You know what? I'll say this. Watching Kody and Robyn, they are merely a reminder of how lucky Christine's ass is. When I saw them on the screen, I was like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for being assholes, and thank you for setting this woman free and giving her the opportunity for her to experience true happiness and not have to deal with your clownery and fuckery anymore. These two people, Kody and Robyn, will drive you to drink. They are out of control. They are out of control. When I watch them, Kody comes out. He's out there cutting down trees. I think that's what Cody's doing. I think Cody's shucking them trees and he's selling off them trees on that lot. Like, I think that's legitly what he's doing for money now. And that's dangerous as hell. Watch him out there cutting them trees down. Like, Kody is not in a position to be cutting down no damn trees. But he's cutting these trees down. And of course, Robyn comes out and they're filming and, showing that Cody's busy doing busy work. And so Robyn is like, oh, how do you guys feel about her getting married? We're so happy. We're so happy, right, Kody? Well, she's trying to blame me for the... And he's like, she's already ready for him to start trying to cut down Christine, because that's what he's been doing this whole time. He's been trying to find a way that he can cut Christine down. And I think Robyn is starting to pick up on the hints that if this is what's going to happen, they're going to look like assholes. So she's trying to stop Kody from being Kody. And she's trying to keep him from saying anything negative about this wedding or about David or about Christine. And she's afraid. She's horrified, terrified, and scared to death that this man might actually get off the reservation and say what's on his mind. And so she's constantly trying to shut him up. And what was kind of interesting to me, like an interesting dynamic, is that for now Kody is going along with it, because Cody's infatuated with Robyn, and he's infatuated more or less with the way that she makes him feel. The problem is that part of the way that she makes him feel is the notion or situation where all of a sudden, if she's telling you to be quiet because what you're saying isn't that... what you're saying is damaging or is dumb or is said wrong or you're not as smart as she is or whatever the case may be, that's going to actually start to damage his image of himself. And that actually might be the thing that turns Kody against, ironically, that might be the thing that turns Kody against Robyn. So she has to be very careful about, with people like Kody, you have to be very careful because their egos are extremely fragile. And the second he starts to think that you're no longer... It's a thing where you go from the vision of you're looking out for him and you're taking care of him and you're minding him and you're making it convenient and easy for him, and you're now shifted to a point where you're making me feel bad or look bad because you have things to say about me, then all of a sudden you become the enemy. And she has to be very careful about that, because if he feels slighted in that way, he may come after her. Big shout out to Miss Melissa 0718 with the $20 super chat. Just watched. I loved it. I love it. Bobby and Robyn. Body and Robyn. Okay, my fault. Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Body and Robyn don't understand what that kind of love. No, I don't think they understand it because they have a different kind of love. I think Kody can be too much, and Robyn may be seeing the error of her ways now that Kody is just hers. That's right. You got what you wanted, and now you don't like it. Thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Melissa. Appreciate you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in and participating as well. I think you're 100% right. I think that when push comes down to shove, Mr. Body, you might have meant to write Kody, but I like it. The body, you know, because he has the six-pack abs and the great pectoral muscles. He's the body. And they don't understand that kind of love, and I think that that's an interesting point because, like I said, as long as they find utility in one another, they have a special kind of love. But they also need, as part of that utility, they also need the comparison or the relative love, which is they have to show that their love is better than somebody else's. And in Christine's case, where she's continually saying, he's my soulmate, I love him so much, he's the greatest ever, he's the best lover, the best man, the best person I've ever known, and etc., etc., that's going to start to wear on Kody's ass. That's going to start chapping his ass. Because it's a direct comparison. He's going to start taking it as a shot against him. You know. So, but thank you so much, Miss Melissa. Appreciate that. And as far as I'm seeing error in their ways, I think that they do. I think that part of the struggle that they have is that they're going to start to recognize that when it's just the two of them, they're going to start feeding off of each other. And this is why I'm saying it can get kind of precarious for her, because if she's trying to shut him up and shape things the way she wants and try to point him in a certain direction, they're going to start losing it. You know. So it could be a little sticky. See, Robyn won the booty prize. The booby prize, yeah. Yeah, she lost. And that's kind of the whole thing. So when I look at Kody and Robyn, one of the things that really pushed me a little bit was not just her trying to shut him up, but even Kody constantly making a comparison that, David, I hope that she's happy. I hope she can find something. I hope, we had such a miserable time. Why are you still talking about when you got married? Oh, it was terrible. I hope she has a lovely day. He constantly has to try to play down his marriage to her. If anything, I was looking at her with 1,000-yard stare. Again, I stand on what I said before. If you chose to marry her, you say, I can't divorce her, I can't leave her because it's not appropriate. Well, you damn sure, especially in your religion, you guys are the ultimate arbiter of whether you get married or not. Nobody forces y'all to get married. You decide whether you want to get married. If anything, people are trying to keep y'all from taking extra damn people. So the idea that all of a sudden, I had to marry her, and it wasn't one of those situations. Sarcasm for fun, $9.99 super chat. His little tyke saw. Got a little tyke saw. That's checked out. All I hear is a singing in my mind. This land is my land. This land is my land. This land is my land. From Arizona, the bacteria-filled land. We struggle with math. Now... Math land to screw Mary out of her land. Yeah, they did. They didn't struggle with math. That dude straight ripped Mary's ass off. And there was apparently Mary has had Michelle Woods in the house. There you go, Michelle. I'm gonna leave you up for a little bit because I didn't get you last time. Michelle Woods, $5 super chat. Did anyone else see the preview for next episode? Kody was about to go off again, and Robyn stopped by kissing him and shooing the camera crew away. Yeah. Get out of here. Like, and the director, if he had any damn sense, the director and the producer, we're not going nowhere. Keep it rolling. If anything, I might whip out a tablet and be like, this is what Christine had to say about you. Here's Janelle talking shit about you too. Oh, here's your daughter's talking about calling him dad. What do you think about that, Kody? Let's get some TV. Let's get some TV magic. Because you know Cody's about 2 steps off of saying something jacked up anyway. So you go ahead, let Kody be Kody. And that's what I mean. Like, when push them down and shove, you don't have to, like, and this is where I think Christine has it figured out. Both Christine and Janelle have it figured out. Because you read my mind, just scrapping. This is where Christine and Janelle have it figured out. Because they don't have to talk shit about Kody and Robyn. All they have to do is step back and let Kody and Robyn. Let them do them. If you guys want to sit here and talk shit about me, you can talk shit about me all day. I'm not going to say 2 words about you. If somebody asks me, I'll say what's on my mind. I'll say what's going on, and I'll be done with it. But I'm not going to sit here every conversation. The only thing I can talk about you is you guys. Because that makes them look petty and small. The fact that you guys are still talking about you. Like the one guy said, Jeff, justice for Jeff. You know, like he said, hashtag justice for Jeff. Like he said, you guys have each other. You have the one you want. Stop talking shit about everybody else. You got the one you want. You got what you wanted. Be happy with the person that you sacrificed. You blew your whole fucking family up for this person. Be happy with that person. I mean, what is it all for? If you're not happy with her, what did you do all that for? Why did you blow your family up? If you're not going to be happy with the person that you have and what you're doing, why did you blow your family up? So if you blew your family up, you ignored your wives, you ignored your kids, you put people aside, you screwed people over so that you could be together. Be together. Nobody mad at you. Nobody's trying to stop you. Go ahead, be with her and enjoy yourself. The sad part is you guys don't know how to enjoy each other. Because you should be sitting there smiling you should be smiling like the cat who ate the canary. You got the woman that you want. You got a big ass house out the deal. You still trying to scrap for stuff. And it's very telling to me. I'm sorry, I'm going to get to your comment in a second, just scrap it. But it's very telling to me that as much as you guys have, you had to take it upon yourself to still continually try to screw Mary out of some stuff over there at Coyote Pass. Because what you have isn't enough. You still have to screw her over. You guys have a big ass house sitting on a big ass plot of land, 4 or 5 acres where Coyote Pass is sitting, plus a 2-acre lot next to it. And you guys still have to try to figure out how to get 8 acres out of Coyote Pass. What are you doing? It's not enough. It's not enough yet. And that's the sad part about it, because as Robyn said, it doesn't mean nothing. The land, it doesn't mean nothing. The fancy houses, the birthday, it doesn't mean nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. You should be trying to find happiness with each other and in each other, instead of you always trying to find something materialistic. And that says a lot about the two of them. Just scrap it with the $1.99 super chat. Did you see Mary's Friday with Friends? I saw clips of it. For those who are not familiar, thank you, Just Scrapping. Appreciate that, because you thinking what I was thinking. For those who are not familiar, Michelle Woods, what did she say? I can't go back. Damn it. For those who are not familiar, Mary has a thing she does on Instagram. It's called Mary and Jen have what was it, Friend Friday or something like that, Friday with Friends. And on there, they said that because of Jen's, actually I got a video coming out about that, so look for that probably Tuesday. I was gonna release it today, but got banged up. But Jen got a lot of good press from her appearance on Sister Wives on that last episode of Talk Back or Look Back. Talk Back. She got a lot of good press. I think she had a very good appearance. I thought a lot of the things she said was very cogent. And, she opened the door that she could possibly be on a show, like that Mary could have her own show with Jen. And some of the folks were like, you could be the host for, screw Suki, you could host a tell-all. What are some of the questions that you would ask? And from what I remember, there were 3 questions that were highlighted. The first question was, Kody, talk about that land. Why would your arrogant ass try to steal all the land from Coyote Pass? What makes you think you deserve 8 acres? And I agree with that. Because that is her, essentially what Kody was doing was stealing land from Mary. Because there's no reason in the world why Kody would walk away with 4, Robyn gets 4, Janelle gets 4, and Mary would only get 2. That doesn't make sense. Mathematically, it's inappropriate. In addition to the fact that Mary gave a boatload of money to Kody and Robyn so that they could buy that house, and she doesn't have anything to show for her investment. So you guys need to you need to make her whole. You have a shit ton of land down the street. You really don't need Coyote Pass. Coyote Pass was supposed to be for the family. It doesn't make sense since most of your family is already left and broke up. So it doesn't make sense for you to want to have land on Coyote Pass just so you can have land on Coyote Pass when you have a big ass house. You have a mansion that the family paid for you to live in. So enjoy your mansion. But they asked that question. They giggled, laughed. Ha 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 ha. Very funny, very funny. Then they asked Jen asked if Kody wanted to have any, what his thoughts on Rogaine was or something to that effect. Ha 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 ha. They laughed at that. And they had a great old time about Kody going bald and his hairline starting back here and stuff. And, it was hilarious. The one thing that was kind of tricky to me was somebody asked about Robyn's eyebrows. And at that point, Mary got serious and said, no, we're not going to do that because that would be cyberbullying. And that's not appropriate. That's something that she can't help and she can't do anything about. And it's wrong for you to make fun of Robyn because of her eyebrows, right? Now, here's the thing. If we can sit here and laugh about Kody's hairline, we can sit here and laugh about Robyn's eyebrows. It's the same damn thing. Nobody is sitting there crying and complaining about Kody being mistreated or bullied or whatever the case may be. And Robyn, she's on the show, fair game. Hell, people are probably going to make fun of me at some point. I don't give a shit. Do you? As long as the shit's funny, especially if it's funny, have at it. Have at it, all. You know what I mean? You can make as much fun of me as you want. It is what it is. But once you step into the public sphere, it's just you open yourself up for those kind of observations, those kind of, people going to say wild shit about you. It is what it is. People going to talk about, especially with Robyn, with her personality and her character from the show, people are not going to like her. People are going to talk shit about her. Sorry. You know what I mean? And I'm from that generation that, everybody can get it. You know what I mean? I'm not, it is what it is. Everybody can get it. So it's not even a personal thing. Mary, maybe she feels a certain kind of way about it because at one point, her daughter, made fun of her eyebrows. But shit, if your eyebrows, I never understood the theory of cutting your eyebrows off so you can paint them back, whatever. But at the same time, if you paint them back, they have enough money where she can pay somebody to teach her how to do the shit. So if she want to get harassed or teased, that's her business. And Debbie D, see Debbie D hit the nail on the head. Stacey, yes, it's Gen X vibes, you know what I mean? With the last generation, you could go out and play till the sun go down. Parents have no idea where you at until you come home. Debbie D, Mary still loves her some Robyn. It takes her a minute. Yeah, and that's the craziest thing. The saddest thing to me is that I can't get around the fact that I think that Mary is a loyal person. I think that Mary, Christine, Janelle, they both said it. They might have had rough starts with her, especially in the beginning, with her kind of bullying them a little bit, with her personality, the way it is. But at the end of the day, Mary has exhibited that she has a strong sense of loyalty. And there is a point where it is commendable for you to have a certain level of loyalty to people that are around you and people that you deal with. I commend it. Hats off to that. I will also say this, though. There is a difference between being loyal, being a good person, being kind and generous, lying, and being a damn fool. Okay? In some regards, Mary has stopped being loyal, and you start being a damn fool because of some of the ways that Robyn has been treating her and some of the ways that Robyn has been looking out for herself, but hasn't been looking out for Mary. Okay, the Bronzed Empress with the $4.99 super chats. Mary has Stockholm Syndrome, protecting those fools that ruined her life and took her money. Bronze Empress, you are 100% correct. Where's my thing at? I gotta get my Joan back up. Bronze Empress, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Mary is looking out for these people because, I think that, especially after dealing with Kody, Kody had her so backwards and twisted up so much, she didn't know whether she was coming or going. She couldn't be herself. It got to a point where, she's supposed to fight people, but then she's not supposed to fight people because if she fight people, that's just the reason why Kody don't want to be with her because she's nasty. But then at the same time, when Cody's having a disagreement with Christine and Janelle, all of a sudden he's supposed to cut Mary loose and she's supposed to go off the chain on these two ladies and cut them to pieces. But at the same time, if she did that, that would be a reason as to why Kody will point at her and say, that's exactly why we can't be together. See how nasty you were? And that's what Mary was. So Mary didn't know whether she was coming or going. She wants to be married to Kody. She wants to be with Kody, but she can't find a place to be with Kody. So she tries her in was Robyn. Robyn didn't want you in. Robyn wasn't concerned with you. You moved out to Arizona for Robyn, to be there with Robyn so that you could try to get away back in with Kody. Robyn sat there and told you that she was your friend. She was looking out for you. She's trying to argue and get you in there. She's always on your side. But with as much influence as Robyn has, she hasn't been able to convince Kody to go out with you or spend time with you. I bet you if Mary, before, when she was in Las Vegas, if she would have looked at Kody and said, yeah, I'm not going to sell my house. Or, yeah, I'm going to sell my house, move to Arizona, but I'm going to take the money and the proceeds from my home sale. I'm going to put it in an escrow account until I'm sure that our relationship is going to work out. I bet you they would have had more than one damn date. How about that? When they got out to Arizona, I bet you they would have had more than one date. Kody took her out long enough to make sure that she sold her fucking house and then that money hit his account. Pardon my French. That's my feeling. He dated her long enough and Robyn kept her holding on long enough to make sure she sold her house and that money got deposited into the family account so that Kody and Robyn could buy that big ass house. Then after that was done, and all of a sudden, all the love just kind of skeeted up out of him. He didn't have time for you no more. What happened? You know what I mean? Tell her that you ain't going to pay nothing else. Okay, fine. I'm only going to get 2 acres. Then I want my money back. I'll take my 2 acres and I'll build my house on my 2 acres. I bet you they'll find a way to include you then. You start talking about you going to take them to court and get some of that money up out their ass. Just a threat. I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if it could be done. Or if it's been too long or it's too late. But if you talk about hitting them pockets, all of a sudden you the most interesting son bitch in the world. They got all the time in the world to talk to your ass, and they want to know, oh, Mary, what's going on? Mary, we don't talk like we used to. What happened, Mary? Where you at, Mary? Mary, you need to come around, Mary. Dayton, Brown, Aurora, Ariel, Solomon, go hug Auntie Mary. Just scrapping in the house with a $4.99 super chats. If Robyn was a good person, if we felt she was, we wouldn't talk about her eyebrows. That's true. That's true. we would leave her alone. But she's a bad person, so it's all fair game. I don't disagree. Part of the reason that nobody feels sympathy or feel bad about that situation is like just Scrappin just said. If she was more of a sympathetic character on the show, more people would give her a break. But she's not. So a lot of people don't. Just Scrapping it. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat, Just Scrapping, and thank you. Yes, please hit that like button. What else did I want to talk about with this this wedding thing? What was it? It was 3 questions. I'm sorry. With the thing. So it was the hair thing. Oh, and then they asked. Then there was a point where they asked if a question that Jen was going to have towards Mary, and she asked Mary, "Why didn't you let me help you move 10 years ago?" When we ran into each other in the supermarket, and at that point, Mary said she wasn't ready. And I think what she was talking about is when 10 years ago, when we ran into the supermarket, I had asked you about leaving Kody then and helping you move then, and you said you weren't ready. And I can see that, because I think that there is a point where you're going through certain things that you need to find the time for yourself when you're ready to leave. Like, it's easy for me to be like, Mary, you need to pack a bag and be out. But she has to find that for herself. Like, she has to find that time for herself and be so that way when she leaves, she's okay with leaving. And I think that that's very important. Eve, with the $2 super chat. Kody tried to one-up Mary's pine tree metaphor. You're right. Why do I feel... Thank you so much, Eve. Why, Eve, to your point, why do I feel like in the pit of my stomach that one day we're going to hear about Kody having a tragic accident on that land and the freaking tree fell on top of his ass. He cut it wrong, the tree fall on top of him, and his little legs be all wound up like the damn Wicked Witch of the West. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that that's not the case. Like, that shit is dangerous. And he out there with a little helmet on. That shit ain't gonna help nothing. That tree falling, as big as that tree was, if that shit falls on you, you are done. Okay, that helmet ain't gonna stop nothing. Alright? I mean, maybe they be able to identify the body with that helmet on, but that's it. Like, that helmet, that little miner's helmet that Robyn used to put that pickaxe in his back, gold digger. Cynthia Lopez, let's talk about Maddie and Hunter talking about David. Yeah. You know what? It's weird for me, like, because I like Janelle's kids a lot. Like, I think Janelle's kids are cool. They're pretty awesome. Like, Madison, I don't really talk about her and her situation a whole lot because she's not on. But even with regard to, like, just Madison, I was very impressed with Madison because her daughter was born with some difficulties. And the attitude that Madison has when she talks about her daughter and she talks about her daughter's difficulties and how her daughter is going to overcome her issues, I thought was very commendable on her part, because she has the right attitude when it comes to that. And it is a hard thing. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, this is the way you do it because I'm an expert at it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I've known people who have had physical challenges from when I was younger. That's why I've always held a position that anytime a child is born, somebody gets pregnant or whatever the case may be, you start talking about pregnancies, people get wrapped up in the whole idea of, I want to have designer kids. I want my kid to look like this and have this, blue eyes, blonde hair, whatever, this tall, that short, thin, beautiful, whatever the case may be, boy, girl. Look, what you want is you want your child to be happy and you want your child to be healthy, because there's a lot of stuff In that 9 months, it's when they say the miracle of childbirth, that's not bullshit. There's a lot of things that happen in that 9 months. Like a lot of things have to fire off at certain times in certain ways, and it's incredible how much development occurs in that short period of time. And with that being said, Maddie experienced a very difficult time, Maddie and Caleb, because their daughter has some challenges. But she doesn't look at it like this is something that's going, oh, poor us, poor her. She's going to be held back. She's such, she's, oh, why is life treating her this way? She looks at it from the respect of, and I respect the shit out of Maddie for this. She looks at it that even though she's faced with challenges, life is challenging, she's going to overcome it, and I'm going to be here to help her learn to deal with her issues and overcome her issues. That shit was impressive to me. And I was like, wow, Maddie's is a bang up person just doing that. Like when she said that, I was like, I see the influence she must have had from the parents who were there and helped to raise her. I don't necessarily see it from Kody, but I'm glad that Maddie is that child's mother. You know what I mean? And to me, I thought that was very important. So that's just on Madison. Like Madison impresses me from that regard. And she'll always kind of seeing her struggles with that and how she dealt with that challenge. Like I said, Madison, I give her 2 thumbs up on that. When it comes to Hunter, Hunter is also a very impressive young man. Like he goes to was it Johns Hopkins? Nursing. He was in the Air Force, helped pay for his way through school. Very impressive, and he seems like he seems like the kind of guy who is open to his kids. Anytime you see Hunter, especially when it comes to him dealing with his siblings, he's very excited about being a part of the family. He's all about the family. And he's very excited about dealing with that. So with the two of them showing the compassion and the love and excitement that they have for Christine not only getting married, but for the person that she's getting married to, that says a lot about David's character and even Christine's relationship with David and the importance of that relationship to Christine. So from that regard, like, there was a point where I was looking at it like, oh no. She just got out of this shit marriage and now she's back in, she's back in the shoot again. Like, I don't know. And I know there's a lot of people who felt the same way, that Christine might be jumping the gun, rushing down the aisle too fast. And I get that. But, I also take into account that these people, they view courting a little differently than I would. But at the same time, I give them credit because if she found her person, as unlikely as it may seem for many of us that you could find somebody and know that's your person in such a short time, she might know. And I'm not going to take that away from her. Like, I'm just going to sit back, hope that everything works out well for them, and I hope that they're happy with each other because, at the end of the day, she deserves some happiness. Especially being as though she was in such a shit relationship before. I apologize for keep saying shit, but this is what it was. It was kind of a crap relationship before. And now she has an opportunity to not only experience a more fulfilling relationship, but she actually has an opportunity to experience a more complete relationship. And by that, I mean that with Kody, she would go over and see Kody. Kody would come over and see her. They would hang out. They would chill. They would do things. And she would only have part of a husband. She had a part-time husband. And now she gets to experience a full-time relationship where it's all about her, and she gets to experience the majesty of it. When I was I'm sorry, I'm kind of drone a little bit, but when I was talking to my son about because he's hitting that age where he's moving into the perspective where he's going to start dating or whatever, and I talked to him about dating or people that what I've learned. Because I can't say, no, son, don't do that. But I just say, look, from my perspective and my experience, you can mess yourself up chasing a whole lot of people. And when you're involved with a whole lot of people, what happens is that you don't really get to enjoy the people that you're with. If you're always focused on like 4 or 5 people or three, four people. There's a lot of balls in the air and a lot of things that you got to be mindful to. And you never have the opportunity to truly focus on one person. So my recommendation for my son was, instead of you trying to go for quantity, go for quality. Don't try to date everybody that you like and everybody that you see. They kind of pop your eyes a little bit. Try to make sure that you're being selective with the people that you're choosing to spend your time with. And really get to take the opportunity to get to know the people that you're spending time with. Because that will serve you better than you just trying to run out and shotgun it and date like 15, 20 people and get as many phone numbers as you possibly can. So, it's just... and so with that being said, Kody, even if he was like the most attentive man, and this is why I say for me, I don't think that polygamy is necessarily healthy for the people who are participants. It can, I guess it depends on what you want out of a relationship. I'll say it that way. But if you're looking for a partnership with another person, then having a partnership that involves a whole bunch of people, like the situation that the Browns found themselves in, would be very difficult, especially when you want your special time, because, people will always have people that they favor. Even in a group of like 5 friends, there are going to be 2 of them that really get along with each other. All 5 of them are friends, but 2 of them really are friends. And there'll always be a preference in that situation. And then what Christine found out the hard way, Christine married Janelle, all found out the hard way, is that when you have somebody come in and they start showing preferences, as much as they may try to perform their duty and their task, at the end of the day, they're going to show preference to the people that they want to spend time with. And even when they're spending time with you, they're thinking of somebody else. Like, your body is here, but your heart is somewhere else. Rochelle James, I made everybody sick. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's something kicking ass. But yeah, that was my whole thing. So with David, I think David is going to be a refreshing change for Christine. She's going to experience a relationship much different than the one she had with Kody. And I hope she enjoys the experience. Because the way it's going, it's they gave her a hard time because, they was only dating for 11 months. But like I said, they're older. And hopefully they have a little more sense to them. Yeah, Sam Stewart. Let's see. Christine got to see the happiness that Aspen and Mitch have, Maddie and Caleb, and McKelty and Tony. Christine saw what her kids were experiencing and knew what she wanted and what to look for. And one of the sad things to me was thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. One of the sad things for me was listening to her talk about Madison's wedding, where she was saying that watching Madison come out and having her special day, her wedding, and feeling a sense of envy and jealousy at her daughter, what is all functionally is her daughter, and feeling that sadness, watching this, it's very, it's touching. Because she didn't have a lot of the opportunities to make sure she had those same experiences. So she got to see what a marriage looked like. She got to see what a wedding looked like. She got to see when a man is excited to see his bride. And Christine, I think at that point, she started to realize that she didn't have that. That Kody wasn't excited to see her, wasn't excited to be with her. Cody was doing it more out of a sense of his own personal obligation to him, trying to impress upon his father that he's going to be a part of the royalty in the family, a royalty in the church, etc., etc. So he married Christine as a stepping stone. And that robbed not only Christine from that opportunity, but to a degree, it robbed Kody as well. You know, so it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame, but at the same time, you know, and this is where it gets kind of weird for me, and it's kind of the one of the things that I would say. Wait. Blame James. It's one of the weird things that she's in a position where, you know, she's experiencing the best time of her life, but in order for her to get to the place where she is now, she had to go through the things that she went through. So it's kind of one of those catch-22s, like, oh, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes when you're on the other side of it, when you're going through it, it doesn't feel like it. And so when people say that to you, you're ready to punch them in the mouth. But, you know, like Kody, if you won't stop talking about Robyn, I'm ready to punch you in the mouth. But when people say, like, you go through a hard thing and people say, well, things happen for a reason, nobody wants to hear that shit. But when you get to the other side of it and you look back on it and you see where you were to where you are, and you realize that you wouldn't be where you are if you didn't go through the things that you went through, you know, there is a sense of learning and appreciation that goes along with it. So for her to experience the deep love that she has with David, she had to go through Kody. Because had she not gone through Kody, then there's a possibility that she would still think that polygamy is a good idea. And polygamy is for her. And that she should have married somebody with 3 wives. If Kody would have treated her a modicum, you know, even a modicum better than he had treated her. Like a little bit better than he had treated her during the time. If he went around her house once or twice. If he had got on a plane. Think of this. If Kody would have did the right thing. As much as I harass him and talk shit about him because he didn't get on a plane with Isabel. Had he taken the time to get on a plane with Isabel, she very well may still be in that relationship with Kody. And she would have missed this whole opportunity to spend time with David. So to a degree, and this is jacked up to say, but to a degree, by Kody being Kody and doing the things that Kody did, it actually pushed her to leave him and find her happiness and put her in a place where she could experience the love of her life. So that's the messed up thing about life. Sometimes I think that for me, story time. Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes when you go through certain things, I used to say all the time that when you go through tough things or you go through certain challenges, that it's bad when you're going through it, but you need them in order for you to improve. And sometimes you go through things because if you pray for strength, you're not given strength. You're given the opportunity to be strong. But in order for you to realize true strength and true power, you have to develop that over time. You have to develop that certain skill set so that you can be what you always want to be. So if you want to be smart, you have to recognize the fact that you don't know things. You know what I mean? If you want to be strong, you have to recognize that you're weak. It's almost the opposite that you have to recognize in order for you to grow from it. And I always said that there's certain things that you can achieve in life that if given the opportunity that you're not ready for, it's a curse. It's not a blessing. A blessing is when you receive an opportunity that you're ready for and you can take advantage of. But if you're not ready for that opportunity, it's not a blessing. Because you're given an opportunity, it can actually ruin you or set you back further from where you would have been when you started. So, if you want to be in the movies and your acting is kind of sketchy, for you to get in front of a director or a producer or a casting agent who can put you in this big time movie starring across from, Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds or whatever, and they put you in the movie and they say, okay, yeah, here's an opportunity, and you're not ready for it and you suck, then you'll never get that opportunity again. So you're actually further away from your goal. So in order for you to get good at that thing, you may have to experience some things, go through some things, and learn some things. Sometimes when you go through bad relationships, it's an opportunity for you to learn what you don't like, what you don't want, what type of person you can't deal with, what kind of personalities you can't deal with. It hurts like hell when you're doing it, but then at the same time, once you go through it and you experience it and you get to the other side, you know what you want, you can find that happiness. Fifi, I was referring to when Maddie got married to Caleb and even Aspen's wedding, you could see Christine's sadness. Yes, because the sadness comes in when you start to realize that you don't have anything close to that. In a relationship, Christine gets to look at these kids have these wonderful relationships with these, especially Madison, Aspen, and McKelty have these relationships with these men, and you look over at your dude like, this dude ain't shit. He ain't nothing. What was I thinking? They look so happy, and you sit there looking at your dude like, And that's what Christine's ass was. Just scrapping. Did David miscalculate the tumble? All night I super chat. Thank you so much. I like the tumble. Well, I don't say I like the tumble. It shows his flexibility and his willingness to make light of a situation. So I respected that part of it. I mean, it was like, what the hell is he doing? But that's just his silly side. Like, I think that's just David kind of being David. That's who he is. So we got to see part of it. You know what I mean? I'm just glad he ain't break a hip. Michelle Woods with the $50 super chat. $50 super chat. Had to give you a dab on that one. Michelle Woods. I just met my youngest nephew's girlfriend. Okay. They've been dating for 6 months and they met on Tinder. Okay, Tenderoni. The girlfriend, age 21, had a 2-year-old from a previous relationship, and my nephew is 25. They're already talking about possibly moving in together. Oh, wait, hold on. Was it 6 months? 6 months. Oh, Michelle Woods, thank you so much for the super chat. That was amazing. You are the sponsor of the chat, girlfriend. 6 months. Can I give you my real deal, Holyfield feeling for this? Here's my thing. 6 months. A lot of passion after 6 months. A lot of excitement. A lot of wonderment. The thing that really strikes me in this situation is that 21, 25, they're adults. The one thing that I would say is that especially with the 2-year-old, you have to make sure you take your time. Just because as adults, if you want to engage in certain activities, you're adults. But with kids, by you moving in together, you can give a child a certain feeling about that relationship, and you want to be sure, especially before you become a mainstay in that child's life, that you're prepared to be in that relationship long term. And one of the harder things to do, and this is going to sound contradictory to a point, but please allow me to explain. Give me a little runway. One of the hardest things to do is that as a young man, your nephew, when you get involved with a young lady who has somebody already, right? You have to, has a child already. You have to be mindful of the fact that kids have a way of touching your heart like nothing else. And you guys have only been going out for 6 months. You do the right thing and you open your heart to this child at 6 months. After 6 months, at 2 years old, you may be the parent that he knows. You're a part of this kid's life. At 2 years old, if you're with this child till 18, 19 years old, you are the guy who was around. You know what I mean? You're a main fixture in his life. With that being said, you open yourself up to that. There is a possibility if this relationship doesn't work out, your heart could be broke twice. So you have to be careful. So with that, you know what I mean? Because kids, like I said, kids kind of worm into you in a different way, and it lands differently. And then as I don't know about her child's father or whatever, how involved he is or isn't, but you know, between the child's father, the grandparents, depending on the state, they have certain rights where they could sue for custody and be awarded custody and visitation. So not custody, but visitation, so on and so forth. So there might always be somebody coming in and going out that you don't have a say per se of how they come in and how they go. So for instance, if you are in a situation where they have to go to court, you know, your nephew can't go to court with her. Or if he does go to court, if it's a thing where they have an open, you know, they actually have a hearing in a courthouse, he may be able to sit in the back in the audience in the well, or not in the well, but in the bleachers to get to sit out in the courthouse or sit in the courtroom, but he won't be able to have a say. And the hard part is that when you are sitting there watching this and going through this, you don't have a say, and the other guy who maybe doesn't have anything to do with the child or isn't around for the kid or whatever the case may be, this dude has got all kinds of positions, or their mama got all kinds of positions. And you, the guy who's there every day, doing it every day, bed, sleep, food, you know, homework, all that, you know, games, you don't have a say. So from that respect, it can be a little difficult. And you just have to know that that's what you're signing up for. If you guys break up, you guys are together for a number of years, you break up, you don't have a right to see the baby. I knew a guy like that, buddy of mine, I was about to say his name, but he was in a position where he had raised this boy for years. And he would, you know, come out. I know him because he was a KJ. He used to do karaoke. And he would bring the boy out and they would, you know, set up. He would, you know, and try to include him in his business. And, you know, he would hang out with him, go fishing, take him on vacation. He was this kid's father. Then when him and the mom broke up, the mom told him he can't come around and see him no more. And it broke his heart. It shattered him. It shattered him because he didn't just lose like a girlfriend. You know, he lost a child. Like, that was his son. He would call this boy his son. This is my son. He would introduce, this is my son. And when they broke up and she took that baby away, it tore his ass to pieces. And so with all that being said, that's one of the special things about being a step parent, or, you know, in that situation, is that, you know, it requires you to step out on faith. It requires you to step out and put your heart on the line and put your feelings on the line. And that's part of the gift that you as a step parent give to that person that you're with. And you have to be open to that. But at the same time, 6 months, you guys are dating and things are clicking and it feels like things are moving right. You guys are moving in with each other. That's a big step. And all I would say is you just want to make sure that you're making the right moves, not just for you, not just for the person that you're with, but you also want to make the right moves for the child, because you don't want to have a situation where the child gets attached to your nephew. And if things don't work out with your nephew and his girlfriend, then that could impact the child as well. So it's a lot of moving parts. I don't know them, so I don't want to say this is a bad idea. Don't do that. Don't do that. But at the same time, I just be open to having a conversation, be open to possibilities, and just take it for what it is, you know. And you know, you don't have to rush love. You don't have to rush it. I used to say it like this: when it comes to marriage and those type of commitments, it's like any deal. If you go somewhere and somebody tries to force you into a deal, that should always give you pause. You got to do it today. You got to do it right now. Don't walk out of here without doing this deal. Oh, if you walk out of the door, we can't do the deal. It ain't going to happen. Look, If it's a good deal on Friday, it's a good deal on Monday. If it's a good deal on Monday, it's a good deal 2 weeks from now, 3 months from now. A good deal is a good deal. There's no need for you to rush into houses, living together, getting married, or whatever the case may be. Take your time. Get to know each other. Appreciate this time that you get to know each other, where there's no pressure, there's no stress. Living with each other is its own form of stress. So just my two. I hope that gives a little something for you. Appreciate you, Michelle. Thank you for coming. But that is a thing. And plus, 21, 25, you're young. That's young. It doesn't feel like when you're 21, 25, you're full of vigor. You're like, I'm a grown-ass man, Doc. I can do what I want to do. But I'm telling you, the guy with a little bit of salt and pepper in his beard, I'm telling you, that when you start looking back, you realize that you're still young. You're still young. Got a whole lot of life. Got a whole lot of life ahead of you. Keisha Lee, the $5 super chat. Imagine being Christine's dad, seeing his daughter miserable for years, but being, able to see her happy before you leave this earth. I know. Because Christine's mom is actually Christine. And Christine's dad is actually probably closer to a woman like Robyn. Because he has a woman that, that's what happened to Christine's mom. Like, she became an abasement wife. Because she was the first wife, and then he got married to somebody else, and he was all focused on that person. And she felt a certain kind of way about him when she left. I feel bad for the entire situation. It's a hard spot for all of them. Because they're sitting there, and the mom couldn't participate in see her daughter get married the first time because she left the church because she didn't want to be with the father anymore. The dad was there, but then he basically married his daughter off to an asshole, and he's sitting there watching how this guy is mistreating her daughter and how miserable she is. And how it's taking a toll on her. So, I mean, it's a hard way around. Like, it's a hard life. It's a shame. Keisha Lee. Let me see real quick. I apologize. I'm just making sure. That's a good question, though. Yeah, where is that at? Michelle Woods. Yeah, Michelle. Michelle Woods. Oh, I'm still on that. That's a rough one. It is. It's not rough. It's people in love. Like I said, they could be the bee's knees. It could be amazing. Like, their love could be amazing. I'm sitting there like, you guys need to take your time. Like, why take my time? She the right one. You don't know me, sucker. Yeah, Fifi. When Miss Ann, Christine's mom, started crying, I was done. Remember, she was being shunned from the family during Christine's marriage to Kody. Yeah. And that's an ironic part about it is that, the sad part is that Christine watched her mom go through that and decided to follow in her footsteps anyway. That's a hurt piece. So, from that regard, what the heck? Oh. Sorry about that. From that regard, it's a little hard to watch. I'm like, why is that black pot over there in the corner? But that's a hard piece. So, to know that part of the reason why Christine is doing the thing that's causing her so much pain is partly your fault, if you will, just because you exposed her to that, that's a hard piece. And then to realize that you leave, and this is something that Christine wants to do because that's what she grew up in, and then you recognize your part in it, that's a hard part. Then to know that you suffered and couldn't be a part of because you had to seek your own happiness and find yourself and do for you. So you couldn't participate in your daughter's happiness. That's a hurt piece. Then on top of that, when you look at what was supposed to happen with Christine and Mary and Janelle, when they talked about leaving Kody, Christine's mother's fate was supposed to be her fate. What happened to Christine's mom is what Kody fully expected to happen to Christine. When Christine talked about leaving, part of when he says, like, oh, these people aren't loyal, these wives aren't loyal to me, they need to find their loyalty, and this is ridiculous, and blah, blah, blah. What he's talking about specifically is that Christine should have been shunned the exact same way her mom was shunned. She should have experienced the same thing, the same loss, the same depth of loss that her mother experienced. Christine, as far as Kody was concerned, as far as Robyn were concerned, this is why they call it crybrows. As far as they were curly Q and crybrows, as far as they were concerned, they were supposed to experience, she was supposed to experience that same sense of loss, isolation, desolation, and shunning that her mother went through. She wasn't supposed to be able to talk to any of the kids. She wasn't supposed to have anything else to do with any of the members of the family. They were all supposed to turn their backs on her. And because they didn't, that's why Kody is so angry. That's why he's so mad. That's why Robyn is scared to death that this dude is going to say something ridiculous when they put the camera in his face and they start talking about Christine going out finding her own happiness. And it's a weird dynamic. And to a degree, I'll say this. With all that being said, with all the guilt that Christine's mom may feel for exposing her daughter to this, at the same time, I am excited for Christine and her mom that they got to experience Christine moving on from this relationship and finding happiness. Her daughter, Christine's mom, got to see her daughter happy. And as mentioned earlier, Christine's father gets to see his daughter fulfilled before he leaves this earth. He gets to see his daughter excited about being in a relationship and treated a certain way. Because, you know, it's one thing when you're doing it. It's another thing to have that thing happen to your children. Even though Christine's dad treated Christine's mom probably very similar, like I said, that Kody treated Christine. It's one thing when you're doing it. It's another thing to watch somebody do that to your child. And I think it was a hard road because based on some of the conversations that Christine had talking about her father and some of the conversations the two of them had when he encourages her to go to school, to forget all that end of the world stuff. Instead of encouraging her to go out and find a husband, he encourages her to try to improve herself and do for herself. Those are the kind of conversations of a man who wants to look out for and protect his child. And then to pair her with somebody and you can't do anything about it, and you're watching her live in this miserable place, it's hard. It's a hard deal. So I'm happy that they were able to find that happiness. Susie Q with the $10 super chat. God bless the broken road that led Christine and David to each other. That's a beautiful way to say that. God bless the broken road that led Christine and David to each other. I like that. They both had to go through what they did in order to appreciate and love each other. That's where I'm at, Susie Q. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, they wouldn't be where they are had they not gone through the things that they've gone through. And they might not appreciate the things that they have had they not gone through the things they went through. And, you know, in a weird place, this is part of the... I like that. I might have to write that down. That's part of the challenge that Christine or Robyn, I think, is going to have. Is that there? Okay, just writing that down. Writing myself a note. That's one of the challenges I think that Robyn and them had. Because when Robyn was younger, she considered herself to be a certain look, a certain style of woman who is deserving of certain things, and she gets certain things, and things come easy to you. That's actually story time. That's one of the challenges that I think I had when I was a kid. I was a child who had to, like, when it came to school and things of that nature, I did okay. I did well. Mostly because I had to learn early how to work, right? So I was never a kid that could just sit in a class and listen to the teacher say something one time and I just pick it up right away. Yeah, I was never that guy. So like even with math, like one of the things that with me in math, I had to, I did well in math, but I was a kid who would sit in the class and be like, what the fuck? What is he talking about? And I had to go and, like, especially in high school, I had to go find a tutor and I had to set up my own tutoring session so I could get tutoring. And this is something I took upon myself so I could do well in school. So I knocked the class out or whatever. And by the time I graduated 25th out of my class. And there was another kid who graduated number 1 out of my class. And we had, he was an AP. Like, he actually went to the college that I went to that next year. Like, I had to take a summer class in order at the college to be able to get into the school and get my scholarship money and stuff lined up. He went full ride. He was taking classes at the college while we were in high school. Right? He's that guy. He could sit in the class, didn't have to study, didn't have to do nothing. And this is something I always share with my kids. The one thing that I did learn from my experience was that everything that I had to get, I had to work. I had to, study. I had to, where he would go out and study it and wouldn't have to worry about schoolwork. I had to go home, crack books, and I would be up late reading and trying to figure shit out. By the time I got through, we got into college, by my freshman year, the time my freshman year was over, he dropped out of school. Because when we got to college, the work was too advanced. Like, he was actually taking the classes that we needed to take. And by the time he got there, he actually had to start working. It wasn't enough for him just to sit in the class and pick the stuff right up. He actually had to go home, and he didn't know how to work. Right? And I knew how to work, so it wasn't a shock to me. Like, I had to go to college and I had to study and do homework and get a tutor and meet with people and set up group studies and all that. That shit was what I did. That's how I got through high school, so I was normal. And sometimes when you put yourself in these situations, I felt bad watching him. I felt bad because I was like, wow, man, this dude, he's first in the class. I got to speak during my graduation. He was the valedictorian, right? And I'm sitting there and I see him at the orientation and I'm like, this dude is so much smarter than me, da-da-da. But one, you can never judge somebody from where they are when you seeing them. You're jealous of them because of what they have and you think that you should want what they have, but you don't realize that what you have is enough. And what you have is yours. And whatever you going to get is yours to get. And whatever they're going to get is theirs to get. So they'll get theirs, you get yours. But at the same time, when you go through those hard things, you go through those very difficult things, sometimes you have to go through those difficult things so that it can prepare you so that when you're in position to where you could do something else, you're in position to make that move. Now, had I not gone through what I went through in high school in order to prepare me to learn how to learn, then when I got to college, I wouldn't have been ready for that challenge. When I go to my next couple jobs, I wouldn't have been ready for those challenges. I wouldn't have got those promotions or those positions that I was going for had I not gone through that thing. So like same. I think that with Christine, she goes through this very difficult time and it took her 20 some odd years. It's a long way and it hurt. And she's learning lessons, but as long as you learn the lessons that are laid out in front of you, then it reduces the possibility that you have to go back and relearn those lessons. You want to, because I've always taken a position that religious guy that got to put things in your life so that you can learn these lessons, and everything is a lesson for you to learn. Once you learn that lesson, you can move on to the next. And so I go through a hard thing, I try to learn that lesson, and I try to move on to the next. And I try not to repeat that lesson. I don't need to repeat. So I don't want to rerun nothing. So I just, keep pushing forward. And I think that's where Christine is. And that's one of the blessings that I think Christine has, is that sometimes by you not having, you appreciate when you get. And when you're sitting there struggling in these relationships, Christine was struggling in her time and not being able to share with Kody the things that with her husband or her partner, the things she wants to share with her partner. And she's sitting there looking at herself. She's saying, now I can be in a relationship where I can be myself. I can be in a relationship where I can appreciate my partner and my partner appreciates me. And had she not had that, then maybe she would be in a situation where she takes that kind of love for granted. But because she didn't have this type of love before, she's appreciative of the situation that she finds herself in now. Big shout out to Lizzie B. 1,100 people plus in here right now. Smash the like button and come join our Facebook group. Link in the chat. Thank you, James. Thank you, Lizzie B. Yes, please hit that, smash that like button. Just scrapping. James, were there more than 25 students in a graduating class? No, there was only 20. Thanks. No. Yeah, it was, 300, I think, in my graduating class. And I was 25. James, was there more than 25 students at a graduating class? $4.99 super chat. Cold-blooded. But like I said, everybody can get it. I don't care as long as the shit's funny. That's funny. No, there were only 14. Ah! They said you double dumb. You know, with the Scantron, taking it with crayons. It was terrible. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Just Grab It. Yeah, check out the Facebook group. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, just revealing my secrets. But yeah, don't be afraid. And that's the thing, too. That's what I also learned. Don't be afraid to freaking work. Don't be afraid to put the work in. The worst thing that can happen is that, you know what I mean? And there's just another story time, another relevant, irrelevant story kind of connected. But there's also a point, too, where when you're trying stuff, just, you know, New Year's resolutions and all that stuff, and, you know, we're in the new year, don't be afraid to fail. And because when you don't have a fear of failure, you're not afraid to try shit. And because when you try stuff and you like, okay, if I fail, I fail, but I'm going to try, give it a good try. My mom used to say when I was a young man, nothing beats a fail except a try. So if you try and it works, it works. If it don't work, try something else. But don't be afraid to try. And that's one of the things that I learned too, is that, you know, the worst thing that can happen is, like, I'm already not doing well. So I just started studying. I'll try something different. If that shit don't work, I'll try something different. I'll try different techniques to learn things the way I need to learn them, because I learn differently than most people, because I just see the world differently than most people do. Which is kind of where my take on reality comes from, because I just, you know, from my learning experience, I learn differently because my brain works different than most people. So just that, like, I don't take in information the same way people do. So when you're sitting in school, when I was sitting in school, I had to learn the way I needed to learn, because they could teach the lesson, and maybe every kid, like out of 25 kids in the class, yeah, I did have 25 kids in a class, but out of 25 kids in the class, you know, 23 of them, 24 of them may pick up the information one way, but I need to do it the way I need to do it in order for me to understand it. And that's just, you know, it's just putting yourself, you know, it's also learning to be able to put yourself in a winning position. And that's where Christine, I think, also ties in as well, because when she's dating and talking to, or she's sitting there talking to Kody, she wasn't necessarily in a position where she could win that situation. There's nothing that Robyn, like I said that before, that the only thing that Christine could ever do to make Kody happy if she went to bed one day and she woke up another Robyn. Other than that, there was nothing that Christine was going to do in that situation, because he didn't value her. He didn't have any value for her. There's a thing on Instagram where you go to a store, you can buy a bottle of water for 50 cents. You go to the gym, same bottle of water costs you $2. You go to the movie theater, same bottle of water costs you $5. You're on a plane, same bottle of water costs you $7. The only thing that changed is the location of the bottle of water. That's what made it valuable. And if you find yourself being devalued, you find yourself not being appreciated, it might not, in most cases, it's not the fact that you're not valuable. It's just that you're in the wrong damn place. You're in a place where people don't appreciate you and see your true value. So you have to put yourself in a position or a place where you can be valued for what the contributions that you make. Christine wasn't valued for the contributions that she made in the Brown family. Kody didn't value her. Neither did Robyn. Robyn didn't value the contributions that she was making. The closeness that she had with the kids, the fact that she was keeping a lot of the family in line, the fact that she kept the bridges to the family going. They didn't value that. And because they didn't value that, they lost that. And then now, David, when he said that he found her, like she said she saw David and she was super excited. She was super attracted. You know, she liked his bald head, which is ironic because Kody's actually bald headed too. And if Kody shaved his head, maybe he'd be getting some of that Christine love. Maybe get her back. You know, buzz it. But she said that she was attracted to him. She liked the way he looked at her. You know what I mean? And then Kody and David, he said when he saw Christine, he was like, You know, you hear what the That's what I'm talking about, son. You know, cause you gotta give it, you know, that's what I'm talking about, player. That's me right there. That's me, son. So you know what I mean? When the same way, the same way Kody didn't look at Christine and she ain't nobody, she ain't nothing, she ain't attractive, she disgusts me when she eating nachos. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm with her. Oh wow, I even get married to her, etc., etc., etc. But then you get David, and David's looking at her like, damn, Sam, that's what I'm talking about, Jack. You know what I mean? And that's where her value is. So it wasn't the fact that she changed and she became this different person and she went to the gym and she worked off all this weight and she went to the facelifters and she got the whole plastic face done. You know, that's not what happened. She was just with somebody who didn't appreciate her, and now she found somebody who does appreciate her. She was with somebody who didn't find her attractive. Now she went with somebody who see her as a snack. Dave sees her as a snack. He's like, You know what I mean? That chick is snatched. You know what I mean? Oh boy, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Christine, you can't deny that when she walks by with that little bitty waist, that brown thing in her face, she gets sprung and she pulls up tough, knowing that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. Christine got me hooked and Dave can't stop staring. So fellas, that's what I'm talking about, Jack. And I'm happy for it. Like, you know what I mean? I like to hear shit like that. That's what you want. You want your dude to, you know what I mean? when you there and you boy there taking mopping that floor, you want your man to come in there and be like, damn, Sam. I had to pinch myself because I feel lucky, punk. You know what I mean? I'm like Clint Eastwood. You feeling lucky, punk? I damn sure am, Sam. You know what I mean? You want your man to look at you like you that one. It's nothing wrong with that. And they found each other, and they're going to spend time with each other. That's what it's about. And if Kody couldn't, like the thing is that with Kody and Robyn, the two of them just need to get the hell out the way. Your time is over. Thanks for participating. Appreciate you coming out. The cab's out back. See you later, bye. You know? And let that be that. They were saying she was your queen to be, like coming to America. Yeah. Anita said they need that paycheck, so they gonna keep showing up. James wrote a song about it. I was inspired. Christine is my muse. Sir James a lot, yeah, right? Well, look, I'm happy for it. I mean, and that's the weird thing about it is that I like to see people. I love. I like to see people happy, and I like to see the idea that Christine has found happiness. And that's the weird thing about it because they kept one of the things they wanted to talk about. 1-900 mix a lot. I could tell some dirty jokes, but I'm not going to. There's a point where, I see Christine, and they wanted to do the whole thing about finding love later in life and the second chapter and all that. Look, I'm gonna push them down the shelf. I appreciate that sentiment. I get it. You found love. It was later in life, your second chance at love, and so on and so forth. Look, I see it like this. The time doesn't matter. What matters is the experience. If you found somebody, whether you 15 or 50, it doesn't make a difference. Spend your time with the people that you want to spend your time with. And that's one of the sad things about the relationship with Kody, even for Mary. Like, they spend the best years, not even the best years of your life are the years that you have. Because, time once that's spent. But theoretically, like you say, you spend your youth. You spend your the time that you could have spent with somebody else. You've invested it in this person who wasn't really there for you the way you should have and the way you deserve to have that person. So instead of focusing on trying to get back, and this is what I would say to Mary, instead of focusing on trying to get back to Kody, she would say, I'm not trying to get back to Kody, but lady, if you have to resolve that in yourself. Because what I see in Mary is that if Kody picked up the phone and said, Mary, I've been thinking about it, and I want to give us another try. Out back, when all you hear out of Mary would be this. That's all you would hear out of Mary. And she would skate right down the road. And she be back right there in Arizona, sitting right up underneath them. And it would turn out that all Kody needed was to get a loan. He needed her to co-sign a loan for him. So in order for her to move on, I think she has to get in her mind that she wants to get past it. Now, with all that being said, I did want to mention that Janelle, I appreciate what Janelle said. That when she's right now, she's not looking to be with nobody else. She is fine. She is good. And I respect that. Okay? She can find happiness on her own. She doesn't need to find anybody else. She doesn't need anybody else. She's okay. I'm not looking for nobody. I'm good. You know what I mean? And I respect that. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's where she needs to be at. If she's not ready to move on and she's not in a place to move on, the only thing she can do is damage herself and somebody else by trying to rush into a situation that she's not ready for, or she doesn't want to necessarily be in, or that she can't be in because it's not that time. So I think that she does herself a disservice if she tries to run into another relationship right after this failed relationship with Kody. Take your time. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm not saying it, Christine's doing the wrong thing because she got married. No, everybody's got to do what they need to do in order for them to find happiness for themselves. So I'm not making a judgment call on what Christine is doing. I'm just saying that I can respect what Janelle is doing. And in my mind, that makes the most sense. If you with somebody for 20, 30 years and you were married, committed to this one person, you might need to take some decompressed time to get your mind right. you coming out of a relationship, why you running right back into a relationship? Take that moment for yourself. Take a step back. And in that way, too, you prevent or at least minimize the possibility that you got somebody else suffering for the crimes and ill will and misdeeds of somebody else that you used to be with. So don't have your next paying for your ex. You know what I mean? Don't have your next paying for your ex. The stuff that your ex did wrong, don't have your next, I'm sorry, I didn't do that. This dude is a low down cheating scoundrel, and you got your next guy apologizing, trying to convince you that he's not cheating on you when he's not cheating on you. So oh, that's a point. Amy Willa said, it's funny, Janelle is not as far along in the process as Christine is. I don't think she's had as long to grieve and to get over the marriage. I agree. I agree that I agree with that to a point. Like, I think that Janelle and Christine are in different positions. Christine was financially set, and I think Janelle is trying not to close the door just yet because she got money still on the table with Kody's ass. So that could also be playing a part in it, and we can't forget that aspect of it. Christine was able to, skedaddle, blow town with her cash, her stack of cash. And Janelle, because her money is all tied up because of the way she did things, she's in a different position. There is also to a point where they didn't see, to Christine's credit, they underestimated Christine. Kody underestimated Christine in a way that I don't think he would ever underestimate Janelle. Like, I don't think he would ever put something in Janelle's name, knowing full well that Janelle could be the one to skate on him, to bounce. With Christine, I don't think he thought Christine was strong enough to leave. So when he put her house in her name so that he could buy that big house with Robyn, he didn't do that thinking that there was even a remote possibility that Christine was ever going to leave his ass. But, they say when you underestimate somebody, fuck around and surprise them. Oh, Kathy Ferran, let's see what she had to say. James, I've been married for 30 years. If my man was gone, I would need a minute. But I didn't marry a Kotex pad. I married a real man. See, that's the thing, too. Kathy Ferran, I appreciate that comment, because at the end of the day, if your relationship is good, the one thing that I will say is that when your relationships, whether good, bad, or indifferent, there's always a point where you have to recognize that people are not interchangeable. One of the big mistakes that I think some married people make, or people who are in these types of relationships, long-term relationships, yes. When they're in these long-term relationships, they start to take the other person for granted, and they start to think that if I leave this person, and this usually happens with affairs, if I leave this person, I can go get a younger version of this person, and the new person I get is going to do the same thing for me that this person was doing, only it's going to be in a younger, better, more fit, more attractive model. The truth of the matter is that the new person is not that old person, and they very well are not going to do anything that this other person was doing. You know what I mean? The older person was doing. And you see that a lot. Like, guys leave their wives and they think that their new girlfriend is going to be, oh, my wife used to call and make my doctor's appointments. Well, I don't do that. Well, my wife used to, when I would get the sniffles, she would make me some delicious chicken noodle soup. Well, I don't like chicken. I don't like noodles. I'm a vegan, and I don't cook for people. So you gotta, you gotta take them for what it is. So even if you have a good one, good ones can seem to be harder to replace than the bad ones, unfortunately. Because it's not that it's so few good people out there, but it's just that you have certain expectations. You know what your man do for you. You know what your woman do for you. And you like that thing. So if something were to happen to that relationship, the new person that you meet, you would have certain expectations that they're going to do what your other person would do or have done, and they're a different person. So, it can be a little bit of a learning curve, And from that respect, it can be difficult. And not to mention, the loss of anybody, you might have to take that time. Cat Bloomfield with the $4.99 super chat. Cat in the house. What's up, Cat? Wouldn't it be ironic if Kody and Robyn talk trash about Christine and David, just be on the episode moving forward and get the triangulation tip? Look, like I said, Christine and Kody sitting there talking shit about, not Christine and Kody, Robyn and Kody talking about Christine and Dave. Look, to me, if I was David, I wouldn't don't sweat the small stuff. Kody is small stuff. He's small change. That dude can't affect your relationship no kind of way. He can't damage your relationship no kind of way. And to be honest with you, the more Kody sweats you, the more Kody talks shit about you, the higher David's stakes are with Christine anyway. Like the best thing that can happen to David is Kody keeps talking shit about him. Be like, yes, please, more of that. Yes, talk more trash about me. Sarcasm for fun. That grunt was the sound Kody made. Kody made about the Janelle Jungle Gym trailer. Aerobics without dogs in bed. A great rendition of Baby Got Back song with Sir James a lot. That song deserves at least 1,000 likes. Yeah, let's get some likes up for the singing. You guys don't go nowhere and get good. Well, I won't say it's good singing, but you won't go nowhere and get singing. Got to do the marriage song. Thank you, Sarcasm for fun. I appreciate it. That grunt was the sound that Kody made. Yeah, it's good. It's Janelle good bear. Oh man, yeah, that was the sound of a hungry man right there, boy. Kody was missing that. He was like, ugh. Don't remind me how good it was. I blew that. I need to get Janelle back. That dude, look, you can tell, because here's the secret to the sauce. Kody got Janelle's money. Right? Kody got Janelle's money. It's all tied up, all hooked up. And there is a point where I'm sure he likes the financial services that she provides. He likes the fact that she's around, that he can hang out with her. But when Kody showed up to that restaurant, and he looked across the table and said, "You think I don't want to hug you and kiss you? You don't think I want to be with you? I want to wrap my arms around you and do them things? You don't think I want you to do them things to me, girl?" He took out to the restaurant that was supposed to be like hard to get into. The TLC got him into. And he thought he was going to get her back. That dude was heartbroken when he found out he wasn't going to be able to go spend the night at the house that night. His ass, that's why he was hurt. That's why he was sitting there looking sad in the mug when he was driving that little sports car. I mean, let's just go out and have fun tonight. That means I ain't getting none else. He was hurt, Jack. That shit hurt. Just grab and said, "I love Janelle, but her eyebrows been jacked up." Where's that at? I love Janelle, but her eyeshadow's been jacked up for a few episodes. She just trying something new, trying the smoky eye. I think that's what they call it. If it's a smoky eye, give me a 1 in the chat. Because I think it's called a smoky eye, right? That's the smoky eye. What's she going for? Kathy Fran. James, Janelle recently said Kody don't have all her money, but yes, some of her money is tied up. Well, I don't think he has all of it because Janelle pulled out. And she definitely don't have access to that MLM money. Like, because that MLM money is that long money. The TLC money is nice. But that MLM money is where, Janelle, I think Janelle's in the realm where Janelle and Mary, They pulling, I think, Janelle, Mary, and Christine, I think they're pulling down like 6 figures off that MLM stuff. Which is kind of a shame because, you know, their success is somebody else's failure. So, wow, Cat Hiley said black eyeshadow. Damn. Kody tried singing "I'm So Excited" to Janelle, and she was like, "My name is No." Good. I'm so excited. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. And she's like, "No." And then Kody was driving home. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two is the loneliest number, but not as lonely as the number one. One is the loneliest number. Kody driving all bad and shit, crying, you know what I mean? I thought tonight, luck be a lady tonight. You know what I mean? He thought he was getting it for sure. Luck was a lady. And that lady said, "Hell to the nizzle. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no." Cody's like, "Well, maybe I can swing by your place and just hang out for a little bit. Maybe we can go back to the hotel and get some rest." She was like, "No, I'm not even tired, thank you." Amy Willis said, "All by myself." Yeah, right. Just scrapping down 99 super chat. She said, "I see Janelle differently since that grunt." LOL. Yeah, man. Look, I ain't even gonna hate on Janelle. You know, look, people say that to me like, "Oh, James, you running her down." Look, I'm proud of Janelle. I'm proud of Janelle because Janelle did her thing. She know what she working with. She knows she got it going on. She's confident. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Fifi said, "James, your office better be soundproof." Nope. That's all right. Everybody's not sleeping, so it's cool. Oh wow. Janelle settles for the dogs. Yeah, right. When she said that shit at how many people remember when Janelle was like at the apartment complex? She was like, "Yeah, this apartment is great because the dogs are allowed." Hey, Kody was looking around like, "The dogs are welcome, but I'm not." Because you in the doghouse, Sam. Damn, Sam. You know, yeah. Just scrapping. Same, I love Janelle. $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, right? Janelle, look. I always kind of like Janelle just because she seems like a quiet stormer. I mean, you know, she seems like she about her business, but she just don't talk about it. Like she don't, because even Kody said at one point, and I think that's what Robyn was trying to imply. Like, you know, he's had wives tell him no, like that he wants to show affection, and they've looked and said that he's no, you know, but she don't know. Fucking Janelle is tearing that dude back out. Like my man sitting like ah. So I ain't mad at Janelle at all. She doing her thing. And maybe, and you know the ironic part about it is maybe Kody went over there complaining because, you know, oh, Janelle won't do this and she won't show me affection, blah, blah, blah. So she's trying to throw Janelle and them under the bus. Because Robyn had always kind of threw shade at these ladies, especially when, if you remember, it was like season 16 during that tell-all. She sat up there and was like, oh yeah, you know, when there was weight gain and stretch marks and these women started putting on weight and stuff, and Kody left him anyway. He didn't have to. He left him anyway. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you know, you got 5 kids. They got 6 kids. Mary's sitting over there rocking one child. Like, stretch marks and shit's going to happen. When, especially you start pushing out a whole bunch of kids, like, it's part of the game, dog. Like, if you a dude and you offended by that, this woman had 6 of your babies, and you offended by the stretch marks, you are out of your mind. You're out of your mind. And and at that point, are you, that's something that, like, that, even that kind of stuff that she said that she was talking about, if we keep it all the way a stack, that's shit that you hear out of a high school kid. That's what I would expect a boy in high school to say, or maybe a dude in college. Oh, she got stretch marks. Oh, she had some weight gain. Like, man, everybody gained weight. Are you stupid? When you not 20 no more, everybody gains weight. Robyn don't look like she looked like when she came into the marriage. Like, it's not a thing of like, oh, all of a sudden you're a terrible person because you put a little bit of weight on. I mean, that shit's gonna happen. The whole point is that you want somebody who's going to be in love with you for you and not for you the way you look. Because the way you look could change. Like, you could put weight on, then with Christine and Janelle and Mary, they lost Kody. They lost about $125, or I guess Cody's about 180, 190. They lost that 180, 190. Now all of a sudden, these women looking like healthy and younger. Like, they turning the clock back. They just dropped that weight, that stress, and all of a sudden they looking way better. So that shit's a sliding scale. And besides, if you're a grown-ass man, you like a grown-ass woman. How about that? You know what I mean? I'm a grown man, Doc. Grown-ass man, Doc. You're a grown man, you want a grown-ass woman. Only kids around, like, they say only dogs like bones, like... It's not even a size thing. It's just if you like the woman that you with and you appreciate what these women did for you at the time that they were together, for as much time as they put into each other, you with somebody for 20, 30 years, it should be more than just, hope. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna front, hopefully you still got that damn. Gotta walk by and give it that little check, pop. Let her know you're there. Holla at your boy. But you it's more to it than just that. And hopefully, I mean, even as a younger person, again, like my son, I talked to him about that stuff. Like, look, I knew this young man. Story time. I knew this young man. He had an opportunity to... Why is that so weird? Okay, there we go. Sorry. I knew this young man. He had an opportunity to date twins. Right? Not twins. He liked one girl who was a little more fashionable than the other twin. Like, so it was like 2 twins. Like, I've known that too. Like, kids I went to high school with, or middle school with. A guy named Andre and Miguel. Twins, identical twins. Andre, pretty boy, outgoing, athletic dude. He's the guy. His brother, Miguel, bit of a nerd. They both look exactly alike, though. But this kid was a little smarter. He dressed a little more square or whatever. He's a lame, but identical. No guy dating these girls, or he liked one girl who was more like the Andre, more outgoing, fashion oriented or whatever. Then her twin sister liked him, but she was kind of a tomboy. And he wanted to ask the fashionista girl to the prom. Her sister, tomboy, wanted to ask him to the prom. Nah, I don't want to go with her. Nah, she a tomboy. Dummy, she likes you, and she's in shape. What are you doing? Like, you fucking up, bro. Okay, this is one of them Disney moments. This is a straight up Disney moment. She's going to show up with her gown and you are going to be flabbergasted. She's going to do her hair. She's going to look just like the girl that you like. Only she likes you and she's probably going to be in better shape. As crazy as that is. But nope. Nope. Because you get locked into the dumb superfluous stuff. And that's one of the things that I try to explain to my son is that you don't want to get locked in the superfluous. Like you want to talk to people and date people based on their personality, not based on the clothes they wear, the designer they wear, or whatever, how they look here. You can miss some awesome relationships, like not just like dating wise, but you can miss some awesome people just by trying to focus on what somebody looks like or what they dress like. Or what their zip code looks like. You know what I mean? Like, you can miss some awesome folks. So, take advantage of that. There you go. We're at 812 likes. 1,000 in the chat. Come on, 200? 200? Come on! I'm here. I'm singing. I'm dancing. Trying to crack jokes. Working. Give a brother a like. Don't cost you nothing, but it means a lot to me. That's why we call it the HBO special, because it helps a brother out. Thank you so much, Sarcasm for Fun. I appreciate that. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. What's the, Fifi, what is it? Oh, Sarcasm. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think the OG3 are looking fantastic since they left Kody. They just look so much more relaxed. And when you get out of shitty relationships, that's what happens. Like, sometimes you gotta let people go because they just put stress on you for no reason. You're not getting any benefit. All they doing is just running lines across your face because you sitting there worried about what they doing. And I even say that, like, with, people say that. I even say that with people like, you worried about somebody cheating on you or whatever the case may be. No, I don't worry about nobody cheating on me. If you want to cheat, that's your business. Now, when I find out about it, I got choices to make. That's the way that should go. But am I chasing people around? Hell to the nizzle. I ain't chasing nobody around. Don't chase nobody around. Just go checking phones. Hey, if you have somebody's phone and you pick the phone up because you got to make a call and you see some foolishness on the phone, then you deal with it. But to be trying to chase people and all that, it just makes you old. Makes you old and tired. Kathy Ferran. James, this is true, but Kody doesn't have much going for him but his paycheck. That's also true. And that's one of the things that where he falls too is because you find yourself in that situation where this is where it becomes important for you to not only to get to know yourself, but to improve yourself and work on yourself before you start trying to pair yourself with anybody else. Why is that important? That's important because you're not trying to find the love of your life. You're trying to make yourself into the person that you want to be for the rest of your life. And in the natural order of things, you will find the people that you'll naturally be drawn to the type of people that you should be with, and they'll be drawn to you. So it's just a matter of you getting to know yourself. Ada Doom in the house. What's up, James? The $4.99 super chat. Ada Doom, what's up? How you doing? In the house. That's an awesome name. Ada Doom. I love it. I love it. Puts a smile on my face every time I read it. There's a few people that have names like that. Just tickle the shit out of me. Ada Doom, sarcasm for fun. Like that. Like I love that shit. There's a couple of them. But what's up, Ada Doom? In the house. Yeah, Kathy Ferrer, she says the same thing. Always makes me smile. See, there you go. MJC427. Love of your life should be you. Yep. The love of your life should be you, because you will be with you for the rest of your life, ironically. Ironically, unironically, you will be with you, and you will be you for the rest of your life. So make yourself something, invest in yourself. And then you'll find the people that you invest in yourself, you figure out what it is you like, what you don't like, what you want out of life, and you move towards that thing, and you will draw the people that you need around you from that point. But if you're so focused on being with somebody, then what happens is you start to shape yourself into the thing that you want, into something more acceptable to the person that you want to be with. Like, for instance, with Kody has spent so much time trying to shape himself into something that he thinks Robyn wants to be with. So Robyn is the type of person who always tries to find a negative or downside where she's being victimized or mistreated, or somebody's talking bad about her, and she's always the subject of some kind of negativity. So Kody actually became that person. He became something that would be compatible with the type of person that Robyn is. And I think that's part of the reason why Kody, when they talk about Kody is so different, Brooke Shaler saying, I need to link Kody my beanie. He need to get himself a hat. That's true. Fuck them glasses, get a hat. But Kody became that because that's who he was trying to spend his time with. So he shaped himself and molded himself into something that would be acceptable to her, instead of allowing her to be drawn to him. So he became the thing that he is today. And that's like, do I think that Kody, I will say that I think that Kody always had the person that he is today. I think that person was always in there, and that person was just waiting to come out and be given birth. But I think that the fact that he was trying so hard to press towards Robyn the way he was is what shaped him into the person that he is now, that we're seeing. The angry, mean, nasty guy who can't seem to find any happiness anywhere. Is because that's who he's with. He's just mirroring back what Robyn gave him. Giggling Chaos. That's also an awesome name. Giggling Chaos. You guys have the best names. $2 super chat. I'll take stretch marks over bad comb overs any day. Who are you telling? Does any? Oh, I don't know. I guess maybe there are guys who are like, oh, stretch marks. Shit. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't know. Ain't no dude. None of the dudes I know would be like, she got stretch marks, dog. We was getting ready to jump in the boudoir, getting ready to do the naked mambo. Lights came on. She had stretch marks, dog. I had to get the hell out of it. What? Are you okay? Yeah, man, because she wasn't like an IG model. That's what you going for, really? Okay. All right. Giggling Chaos. That's an awesome name. Yeah, Robyn saw Kody coming a mile away. I agree with that. Share Bearer. I agree with that, Passion Elisa. There's something about McKelty that just kind of rubs me a little bit. I just thought maybe it was me. Not everybody my type of people. Brooke Shaler said, Robyn and Kody are going to have stretch marks in their pockets soon. Yeah, they shit's going to be stretched out. Remember when my pockets were super fat? Now they skinny as hell. I'll tell you, wasn't going to be singing damn. At first I was afraid I was petrified. I kept thinking poverty would never be by my side. But then I met Robyn, and I fell in love with her. She took my soul, and I grew broke. And I learned to let my ladies go. And now I'm back from outer space. And now I'm standing here trying to look Christine in a smiling face. I would have taken that stupid lock. I would have told her to leave her key. If I'd have known for just 1 second she'd be back to fuck with me. Or now go, walk out the door. Don't turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome here anymore. You think that's what Christine was singing? I hope they play that for the wedding. I will survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. And then she be out there dancing on her shit. Come down the aisle. Fired up. You know what I mean? Fired up. Yeah. I tell you what, back in the day when I used to go to the clubby club, sometimes they would play that, or be at a college party, especially the college parties. They play that shit, clear the floor, Jack. Because the ladies would huddle up, and they start singing that shit. I will survive. That, was it, Single Ladies? That song ain't for you, cuz. Come on out. Come on, come on. Fellas, get your ass off the floor. That song ain't for you. This ain't for us, guys. Come on, let's go. Oh, wow. Giggling chaos. Kody's hairline has disappeared faster than his wives. Is that too mean? No. A dark sense of humor. Cold-blooded. That's fucked up, but yeah, it's funny. Faster than his wives and his money. That's why he down there cutting them trees down and shit. Like, Kody's working. Like, you ain't up. Like, Kody's out there cutting trees down. He's selling his cars off. Like, you know they bleed money. And it's, they probably came in there and had that conversation from production. Like, yeah, I mean, I heard that we're shooting the 4 episodes of the 2 episodes of Talk Back, 2 episodes of Look Back, plus we're going to be in both episodes of the wedding, right? Yeah, but we're not going to pay you for the full episode of the wedding since we're actually only going to do 1 day of shooting with you. So I can see them, they got shortchanged like a mother off the wedding thing, like their little 2-minute piece or whatever, where Robyn's waving people off. Like, this shit ain't cute. Like, I bet you they only got about $2,000, maybe $4,000 off that damn episode. That ain't doing nothing for their money. I don't even think $4,000 would cover their property tax, which actually is pretty good. Like, because I think their property tax is only like $5,000. That's damn good. You know what I mean? That again said I had a 2 a.m. funnies. You know what that is? That's the back in the club, you had 10 and 2, and was it 2 and 10 and a 10 and 2? So now everything's funny. 8 of doom. 8 of doom. James, when do you think the panic will set in for Kody and Robyn? They're pretty smug, but I don't think it will last. 499 Super Chat, thank you so much. I think you're right. I think once they start realizing that the money gonna come up short as hell, and the bills start, because the bills don't stop, and especially with the 2 of them, from what I hear, they still spending money. Like, they, you know what I mean? Like, the craziest thing to me is that with them losing money the way they're losing money, and the show going the way it's going, and him having to renegotiate that contract, because it wasn't that long ago he had to renegotiate his contract where they were making less money, and the show going the way it's going, like, you have to realize that this is almost over, and you guys are still spending money. Like, Like it's the first year of Sister Wives and you got another 18 seasons to go. Like this is pretty much like you guys are rounding the toilet drain. Like you do realize that, right? It's almost over. So I don't know. And what do they say about the like stars? They burn hottest or burn brightest right before they die. Like you guys are about to get dwarfed. You're a dwarf star. Like you guys are about to turn into a damn black hole. Like your wallet is gonna be a black hole. Just emptiness and desperation. Karen F with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate it. James, thanks for all the musical offers this evening. No worries, no worries. We just having fun. You know what I mean? It's a good night. Christine's getting married. She's happy. Janelle's there at the wedding with her kids. She's happy. Even Mary is there smiling. Mary seemed kind of cool, and I give Mary credit. You know, she recognized the fact she's sad that the family couldn't come together for this type of event, but she sounds like she understands why she couldn't be there. And she seems to be okay with it. And I give Mary a lot of credit for that because that shows a big sign of maturity. As crazy as it is, Robyn and Kody sounded angry that his brother or his sister got invited to the wedding and he wasn't invited. As much shit as you talk about this woman, why would you want to go to the wedding? If I was Kody, I would be insulted that she invited me. I'm not coming to your wedding. Like, why you invite me to your wedding? I'm not coming. You know what I mean? Kody has no place at that wedding. So why would he go? So why are you, if you wouldn't go, why are you mad that they're not inviting you? The truth of it is, if we keep it all the way a stack, Cody's mad that Christine didn't invite him to the wedding because he knew it was going to get filmed, which means Christine is getting paid. And he's not getting paid for it. That's why he's mad. But yeah. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate it. What? Kathy Ferran. The property tax is due again, but he could take her out in a Mercedes for a steak dinner. He's late again for the taxes? Oh, Kody. You know the sad part about it? Thank you, Kathy, for giving me that. But the sad part about it is that, you know, Janelle used to do the taxes. So now he's going to have to start paying somebody to do something he used to get for free. And maybe, like, and Janelle will probably be the one, like, Kody, you got to da-da-da-da. And wouldn't it be some shit? You know what will be crazy? And pardon my conspiracy theories. MJC 427 can all black hole soon, a money pit. Here's something a little twisted. Wouldn't it be some shit? And again, I have no proof of this. I don't think that this is what Janelle is doing. But wouldn't it be some shit if Janelle was waiting? Like, you know, everybody, oh, she should be moving on. But Janelle is sitting in the cut because she knows that Cody's bad with money. And then Kody get behind on them taxes and she's not there to remind him or help him pay the taxes or bail him out. She just sitting in the cut. Then they get behind on the taxes for the house and Janelle come in there like the angel she is and say, look, hey, Kody, you sign your share of Coyote Pass over to me or me and Mary, and we'll come in and we'll give you the money to pay off your taxes so you can keep your house. You're in Robyn's house. That would be some, if she did that, boy, I'm like, Janelle, a cold customer. I would laugh my ass off, but that would be some shit. Like, she just sat back and was like, Kody, I'll help you pay your taxes, Kody, so you guys don't lose the house. I mean, after all, this house is for Sal and Ariel, because that's what he told her at the Mexican restaurant. That house is for Solomon and Ari, so they have a place to stay. Kody, I'm gonna help you pay this taxes off, because I know you behind and you're about to lose your house. It's about to go up on sheriff's sale. All I need you to do is go ahead and sign this paper here to give me Kody pass. And I'll pay your taxes. Oh shit, I would laugh my ass off. It would be so fitting. Because again, Janelle's the one who took care of Janelle's the one who took care of the taxes and made sure all the tax stuff got paid. And Kody is notorious for being late on paying his taxes. So she probably do the taxes, and you get a tax bill because you owe a certain amount of money. And normally when you have, and the crazy part is, normally when you have these types of loans, if you have a conventional loan, which means that this might be a non-conventional loan. If you have a conventional loan, meaning you have it set out through a bank, usually they will make sure that the taxes get paid, because the last thing the bank wants is for the state to come in or the county to come in and take your house and try to short sell it, or for sheriff sell it, sheriff sell it to cover the taxes, because they want the money. They want to make sure that they get their share. So it's weird to me that Kody doesn't have that tied in. So that could be indicative of the fact that they don't have it through a conventional loan, which would be right up the alley for how they bought the 4 properties over there in Las Vegas. And it would also give a good explanation as to why Kody is so pressed about taking Kody Pass, because they don't truly own that mansion that Robyn is living in, especially if they have it under a balloon mortgage or some kind of tied up into some kind of personal loan. So it'd be interesting to see that. Sarcasm for fun with the $4.99 super chat. I would have been happier if Kody and Kody and Robert were filmed with Little Tyke Saw, and he may have gone rogue, and they wanted it on film. Please hit like. Yeah, I think that they were waiting for Kody to lose his shit. I think that that's what they're kind of banking on now, because that's TLC too. Because, like I said, it would be nice to think that TLC had some morals and ethics when it came to a lot of the viewership and the stuff that they had going on the show. But the truth of the matter is, TLC is a TV production company. And they don't give a shit that Kody is there trying to be nasty and mean. To them, that's just good TV. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hope they do blow her up. But, what is this? The very first episode began at Robyn's wedding reception, a televised wedding. Little ironic, we are ending the show with Christine's televised wedding. Christine was nothing but jealous. Yes, she was jealous, and that's true. And that's the thing too. I'm not afraid to say or ashamed to say that Christine was upset or jealous of the situation, as it were, with watching all these happy marriages. She was surrounded by happy marriages. When Rubber Meets the Road, Kody and Robyn, happily married. As happy as they can be. Then she had to watch her kids get married off. McKelty, Madison, her older Aspen. Then eventually she watched Logan get married. So she's been seeing these people moving on with their lives and getting married and being in these partnerships, and she's in a relationship where she's not a partner, and she's not considered a partner with the man that she's supposedly married to, and he's not spending time with her. He's not considering her a partner. He's not trying to give her, not putting any effort in the relationship, so she's suffering in that way. And so the irony is that now it's finally her turn. It's her turn to be happy, and Kody couldn't be more miserable. And it's corny too. The corny. It's sad and corny. It is corny that Robyn is sitting there trying to play it off like, oh, we're happy though. We're happy for them. Everybody knows you're not happy for them. Not Miss. In my mind, they're still married. In my mind, they're still together. In my mind, you're not happy. You're upset, and that's too bad. You know what I mean? Too bad. So sad. And when the cameraman knew where to stand, far the fuck away from Kody, he's gonna kill someone. Yeah, he might kill himself. Like I said, like that tree cutting down stuff, that shit is no joke. Cause you cut that tree wrong, that tree come back on you. There's nothing you can do. You can't. You don't have enough time when that tree starts coming. You don't have enough time to scream, "Oh shh!" That's all I hear. "Oh shh!" Bow. You know what I mean? And Robyn will be there dancing on that dude's grave. Kevin Moran said, sarcasm, my hubby is not a sister wife fan, so James in the chat is an outlet for sure. Yeah, you have to decompress some of this foolishness. That's the one thing, man. Cause you watch this craziness. If you sit there and try to hold this shit in, you'll have a heart attack. Like, cause this dude drive you crazy. And speaking of crazy, we are doing that. I'm definitely doing one on that Natalia Grace. Cause that shit, man. That'll give you a heart attack. That had me so mad. I was watching that earlier today. That shit had me so mad I didn't know what to do. I was sitting there fucking seething. I was seething. There was a point where just as a little pre-game on it, there was a point where she was meeting with Natalia is the one who is a small person. She suffers from dwarfism. And they misaged her by like 15 years. So the parents put her out into an apartment when she was a child. Like a child. Put her in an apartment. It's the saddest shit ever. And the father is a piece of trash. Like literal piece of trash. And I'm saying trash because I'm trying not to cuss as much. But he's a piece of trash. And he's sitting there talking to her. And he's yelling and screaming. Like, and talking about how he's a victim. We're going to go over this stuff. And there was a point where I was just like, this dude is... People put... I'll say this. People in the positions they in for the right reasons. And they where they need to be. I don't know if I could have been in a room with this dude. Knowing what I know... And what I suspect about this situation with this guy, I'm not even going to call him a man. With this guy, I couldn't have sat there with that dude. I'd have fucked around and caught a case up in there. That shit was crazy. But, what is this? Sarcasm for fun. James, what is Triple Reality live this week? Triple Reality? I'm not sure what you mean. Sarcasm for fun. Just hit me up. Let me know what you mean. Oh yes, please hit the like, people. Just scrap it. Down there on Super Chat. If you missed James Friday, drop a 1 in the chat. Was I on Friday? Oh no! I didn't do Friday. I'm gonna start doing maybe I'll do the Natalia Grace thing on Friday. Yeah, that might work. I might do that on a Friday, so we can decompress for the week. Because I'm not trying to send nobody to work with that foolishness, and that might be a cusser one. So I'm telling you, that might be an adult. What is this? MJC 427 KNR Covenant. Until death or until I no longer find you attractive or pay your credit or credit card bills. Until death do us part, our sacred covenant that I promised to you that if I no longer found you hot like a diesel G model, I would leave you desolate and broke. Oh, okay, yes. We'll be doing that Tuesday. I'm so sorry. I got you now. I'm sorry. I'm like the triple reality. Yes, okay. That's my fault. I'm sorry. I dropped the ball. Sarcasm for fun. Triple reality. Okay. All right. I got you. Yeah, just grabbing. You outsmarted me. Okay. Lizzie V brought it back. The reality trifecta. Sarah, James, and Amanda. We'll be doing that this Tuesday. I think it's this Tuesday. I think we agreed to this Tuesday. I'm going to check real quick so that we're all up to date. And I will be putting if you check your notifications or whatever, I'll be posting the thing this week, so you'll be able to see it. You can join on with whoever. Yeah, you know what? I really enjoy doing those too. With Sarah and Amanda, I really enjoy doing that. It's fun. Because they're good people. And as I'm talking to them and I'm dealing with them more, they give me little tips and stuff. I ask them questions about certain things, and they give me ideas about different things as far as how to take my channel and things like that, which is cool. But for the most part, it's just really nice to deal with people who are they're very professional, so I'll give them that. They're also very nice. They're cool people, which is awesome. You know what I mean? Because it's just so YouTube can be kind of a little weird, with some of the personalities and stuff, but they're really good people. So I'm really happy with that. Sarah's really cool, and I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I'll say it. Even with Sarah, my channel is smaller than her channel. Numbers wise, it just is. It is what it is. She does a bang up job. But it's not often that you see people who are willing to work with people who have smaller channels. I like to emulate that. So if anybody wants to do stuff, let me know. I have no issues with that. Yes, Airways YT. There's something off about everyone in the Natalia case, in my opinion. Yes, everybody, including Natalia. There's something with her too. There's a lot of stuff. There's some things that can be explained away, but there's a lot of problems. And like I said, and I think somebody else mentioned it. I know somebody else mentioned it earlier. There's a lot of real estate that we can talk about with that. That whole thing is a mess. Even down to the production side of it. I have issues with them as well. Yeah. Angelina Fitzhugh. Kody is a joke, and Robyn is going to get what she deserves. They're going to implode. Yes, they're going to eat each other before it's all over. Rochelle J. holding down for a player. 877 likes, 957 in the chat. Please remember on your way out to smash the like button. Please. Yes, please hit that like button. B Cat K, what's going on? How you doing? Sarah is a sweetheart. Yeah, she's nice. She's really nice. Because it's like I said, it's just inside baseball. YouTube can be a weird place because there's so many people who just think that it's a small space. There's enough room for everybody. We really don't have to be in competition. We don't like the YouTube beefs and all that bullshit. There's no reason for a lot of that stuff. If you don't like somebody, just, it is what it is. Just let it go. But a lot of the YouTube beefs, there's enough room for everybody to be in their space and do what they do. And if you want to play with others, play with others. If you don't, then don't. But you don't have to go with each other. You don't have to argue with each other. It's not necessary. But yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with Sarah and Amanda. Source said I'm flying high on methane gas. Don't do that now. And damn sure don't strike no matches. Kathy Ferran, we have a goal of 1,500 likes tonight. Yeah, that would be nice. So please hit that like button. Make these dreams and goals come true. Do your part. Please look up Robyn's new husband. Robyn who? Robyn Brown? Robyn Brown got a new husband. Yeah, what do you mean? Let me see. Robyn Brown got a new husband? I don't think Robyn Brown would know what to do with a new husband. Let me see. Oh, Robyn Brown dropped a new husband. It will shock you. Yeah, those people are funny. Like, cause they like the it will shock you, and then none of their stuff be accurate. Yeah, I agree with that. We each bring a different, and that's what makes it kind of interesting. That's what makes the show fun, because we all kind of bring something different to the table, and so it just makes it an enjoyable time to do the show with them. Like, cause I like, to be honest with you, there's I know what I think. So and I'm always been one of those people who I like to hear what other people think about things, and hear their ideas, to share ideas, so that way I can bounce my ideas off of other people as well. But it's always nice to hear where other people are coming from, and what they see in these situations. That's why a lot of times when I come on, if you notice, when I first start, I'll ask a question before I just run into like my observations on stuff. A lot of times I'll ask what you guys think, because I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. And that's what life's about, being curious about other people. Or at least for me, it just makes it better. Yeah, that'd be some shit. Robyn had another husband. Oh, baby. Hilarious. Kody would lose his mind. That would be, what did he say? Yeah, Dr. Carl, is clickbait. Because they always say something like really, they got me a few times, especially early on. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that this was going on. And I click on the stuff, and it would just basically run through the stuff that I was even doing videos on when I first started. I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting. I'm like, what? Oh, maybe this is something I missed. I click on it, and it would just basically explain the episode. And you say, shocking, isn't it? And they were like, no, it's the episode. You didn't tell me anything I didn't know. And you certainly didn't cover anything that was on the thumbnail. Got me again. So I don't even click on half that stuff. Yeah, Raspberry is vulgar. It's the vulgarity of it. That she would take another. Why does this dude sound like an old movie? Sound like an old timey movie. She would take another. Oh, you mean she get a black back blew out? She would have another lover. Yes, Christine could find another man, and it will be okay. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not willing to do the job, how mad could you be? I'm disgusted. I can't believe I have to go over there and spend the evening with her. Oh, it's too much. Well, you got to do like I always say, one man's trash, another man's treasure. You sitting there disgusted, turning your nose up. I can't believe she's walking around those pants on. Dave can't get enough. He see her coming like, oh, I'm about to get at this. Somebody done put a treat in my passenger seat? We about to go to the Hosey Mosey and pop this off. You know what I mean? Good for him. Oh, Shar Truth Seeker. James is my first go-to for Sister Wives. I don't watch 90 Days. I don't know where to start with that franchise. I was watching coverage of Natalia Grace. Oh, okay, thank you. 90 Days. I will be covering the single life. They just started that. There's gonna be some stupid shit. I know it's gonna be some stupid stuff going on with that. 90 Days, to be honest with you, is not what it used to be. At least in my perspective. If anybody watched 90 Days, you could speak on this too. But from where I am, a lot of it just seems like a lot of it has been very forced. So it's at that point now where it seems super fake. Because before, it would be a lot more hints to it. It'd be like a person from a different country, and it seems like they're just trying to get here to America, so they're using a person for citizenship. And that was always kind of a concern. But now it's just like these people are coming out almost outright saying, I'm using you to get to America. Like nobody who is using you is going to come out and tell you that they're using you. If anything, it gives a false impression for a false hope to people who think that they can tell good people from bad people, because eventually people will reveal themselves by doing the B movie villain, manifesto plot proclamation of all their evil ways. I plan on using you to get to America, and then I will harvest the American dollar for my very own. Like nobody is doing that. Even the guy, if he is doing that, he'd be a fool. Like there's a guy, Johan, who basically said that I want to marry an American woman because she's going to take care of me and she's going to give me my stuff. Johan and Danielle, she's from New York. Danielle and Johan is from the Dominican Republic. He's down there saying that he's going to use her to get to America, and he's got all these women, the American women, that he plans on using her for. Like, dudes aren't never going to admit that. There was another guy, Muhammad, an Yvette. He came out and told her that either you get married to me now, make me a citizen, or I'll find somebody else to do it. And then when she married him anyway. And then he turned around and started telling his new girlfriend that he was going to leave her. And, she violated him, or she jumped on him and got physical with him. So he wants a U visa, which is basically if you bring somebody here and you abuse them or take advantage of them, they can get what's called a U visa, and they automatically get their green card. They don't have to be married to you anymore. And it's just a lot of that kind of stuff. So it's too blatant, really, anymore, where it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, Mama Celeste. Too many spinoffs. I can't keep up with all the couple and all the drama. You know what, Mama Celeste, and I agree with that. This is just for people who don't know 90 Day. It's just so many spinoffs. Like I'm trying to watch the original 90 Day. They just ended The Other Way, which is 90 Day The Other Way, where the Americans go to other countries and get married or whatever. Then right before that, they have 90 Day Other Way, 90 Day Before the 90 Days, 90 Day The Original, 90 Day Happily Ever After, 90 Day Diaries, 90 Day Pillow Talk, 90 Day, like it's just like that's what 7, 8 I just listed just now, and I think I'm missing like 3 of them. So it's just too many for you to keep up with, and they treat it like people. Like I don't know like I know them, but I don't know. What's this? Mama Celeste says she stopped watching when Big Ed. I know we're getting kind of far afield, and it's kind of getting a little. Getting kind of far afield for some folks who are like 90 Day. What is 90 Day? But yeah, like I started this channel doing a lot of 90 Day stuff, but it's a lot. 90 Day Last Resort. Yeah, there's another one. That was terrible. Are you okay about sharing A&S links to subscribe? What time on Tuesday so we know in case there is no alerts. Interested in viewer guest panelists. You know what? I don't know if they will do it, but I do plan on doing. That's a good question, sarcasm. It's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday at 7. We'll be rolling. But for the guest panelists, I don't know if they are willing to do it. I will be. That was part of my plan for this year, is that I want to roll out a thing where I can start bringing people up and guests could actually join the show as well. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, by the way. But that is actually one of the plans that I have for this year. So I'm saying we. He's got personality disorder. He thinks there's 4 of them. How many people do you see in the mirror? So when I say we, I mean me. I will be rolling a thing. I just have to figure the best way to do it. Just because I've heard some horror stories if I open it one way, so I have to maybe figure a different way to open it up. But I do plan on this year. I'll probably within a few weeks, maybe next month. I plan on doing shows where I can start having people coming up and giving their opinion live on air. So get yourself some cameras and that kind of thing, and we'll roll it out. So that's also one of the things with working with Sarah and Amanda, is that with them I use a different connective thing to stream. So with the one I use now, I don't have the ability to call people. Well, I guess I could, but it's a lot of who shot John for me to do it. And it'll just be easier the other way. So picking up some information, some tips, learning, you know. There you go. You and your channel equals we. That's right, Big Cat K. See, I feel crazy when I say it, like we, and I'm like, ooh. They might think I'm insane. Like, we. But we all. So. Yes, the single life. The other way. 90-day diaries, pillow talk, and more of that sheesh. Yeah. It's hard to keep up with. Eva, subscribe to all 3. Okay. Super fan. No, I like it. Because I just, they're good people. I would recommend subscribing. Like, Amanda's funny. Sarah's informative. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you get something with every channel. Like, especially with those 2. Yeah. And MyTakeOnReality, James, you're just obviously just a fan of the royal we. Yeah. Oh, is this going green, Mom? Please be careful, LOL. I've been in chats where people came in as known names and turned out to be some naked guy once they were on screen. That's what thank you. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I have to figure some things out in order to do it, because that is a point. And then there was because part of the warning that I'd also received is that you have to be careful, because even though you bring somebody up onto the platform, because it's under MyTakeOnReality, if something crazy happens, then it's on me. Like the YouTube celestials will rain down with furious anger on those who try to harm my brothers. And he will know that I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. And like YouTube don't play, so I have to be a little careful with it. Uh, so y'all keep enabling my obsession with sister wives. What is it with the sister wives? They make no sense. You know, like you gotta bang them out. Like you have to share that with other people, otherwise you will lose your mind. Lord be the extraordinary machine. I need to go to sleep soon, but I love your lives and know about the Natalia Grace story and would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. You know what? I look forward to doing that. I look forward to doing that. Especially I wasn't sure how much interest I would have in it, but I will be doing it. But just because it's such a profoundly sad and ridiculous story. Like the story itself is so ridiculous, and by all accounts, in every form and fashion, every way, the story is tremendously sad. Especially when you take into account of the children who are involved with this foolishness and this craziness. The Natalia Grace story is something that I would recommend that people watch, just because it's if you take into account, like I said, the three boys that these two megalomaniacs had, and even with Natalia bringing her into the family, the idea that they would adopt her and the reasons why they adopt her, I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. You know, so it's a sad story, but it deserves talking about. Um, Jacqueline Thomas. It can also get a bit boring when a guest panelist ends up dominating the show. I can see that. We gotta keep it pushing though. MJC 427. We OG viewers saw the cult and have been waiting for these women to wake up. Yes. And that's the whole thing. I think that this is kind of the swan song. And I think this is where it kind of gets curious with Kody. Because Kody and Robyn, they're part of the old guard. And by old guard, I mean, when people started watching the show, there was always a point in the show where folks they had a system of beliefs and they thought that the story was going to turn out a certain way. Then, when all right, Fifi, I'll see you later. When the three ladies started, like, especially when Christine peeled off, then Janelle peels off, then Mary peels off, and it's just Robyn and Kody, it was just confirmation of what so many people thought about the show from the beginning. So that's where we are now. And now that we've been proven right, I don't know how much story is left for Robyn and Kody to tell. Because we already have our suspicions about them, but they're not really adding anything because nobody really cares what happens with them or, beyond the sister wives. Going Green Mom, LO, the hard part is mods can't do anything once they're on screen. We just had to sit there and watch it happen while the host figured out how to get them off screen and ban them from studio. Oh, good point. I'll have to figure that out. Going Green Mom. That's a good point. June Jen. Just where can you see Natalia Grace? I know it's on Discovery. It's on Max. And it might be on Hulu as well. Don't hold me to Hulu. But I know it's on Discovery and I know it's on Max. And Emma just wrote that. So there you go. Emma knows. All right, Rochelle. Truth Seeker. Yeah, but I'm about to let you guys go. Yeah, maybe you could have what is this? Kylie. Maybe you could have a moderator of sorts, keep the conversation on traffic, and stop one person from dominating the live, with the exception of James, of course. Yeah, there's a way to do it, and I just have to check some things. That's part of my homework for setting this up. So when I roll it out, it'll make sense. Hopefully it'll make sense when I roll it out in the method in which I do it. But I want to make sure, because it's also just the fact of okay, Char with that tip, able to get HBO Max for $2.99 a month for 6 months about 3 weeks ago. Okay, good deal. Yeah, the way I'll set it up, that's part of the homework that I have to do, because I want to set it up in such a way where it's not just a matter of, I want to keep the show entertaining. I want to keep it moving. I want to keep, I want to bring more people up so that more people can get involved. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we maintain the same level of integrity as far as making sure we're staying positive and that things are moving the way we want it to move. And I want to be able to keep the channel. so I will figure something out, and once I do, I will let everybody know. Okay, SCJ 429. I don't understand that chat on screen. The chat on screen is there because some people watch the show on TV, like they go through Roku, and they don't have access to the chat if I just left it down below. So I put it up on screen so that folks can actually see it. If they're not on their phone or whatever, or even if they're on their phone, it might not be in a way that they can see it or read it or be able to participate. Let's see. Oh, Alaska Van Ars. Does your wife watch the show? Could she be on sometime? She does watch the show with my daughter and I. We usually talk about it. Will she be on? I don't know if she'll do it. I don't know. I'll ask. And she won't even come in the room when I had the camera going, so I don't know. She's a little camera shy. Like I said, I'm a maniac. She's not as crazy as I am. When it comes to talking and stuff, she likes to play the background a lot of the times. But she is she's a critical part of the team. You know. But yeah, I don't know. I'll ask. We have like a little I'm not gonna say that. I'll strike that. I'll hold that to myself. Pop psyching his wife, but keep your solo one too. You guys are mind readers. Sarcasm fun. I'm trying to help with the frequent posting comments to try and automate some of this. What's this? No, this is on YouTube live streams. Closest I got to that kind of thing at work was a class where we had 4chan for class. LOL. Yeah. Mama Celeste. I'd stop watching YouTube if I saw some naked man. It would scar me for life. You owe me both. I ain't trying to see no naked dudes either. You know? But yeah, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. Hopefully, I will be back on Tuesday with, sorry about that, just knocking, pow. I will be back on Tuesday for the 7 o'clock live with Amanda and Sarah. And I will be back next. Well, actually, you know what? I got to figure out the Natalia Grace. because maybe I won't do it as late. Like, I don't think it'll be as late that I start it if I do it whatever day I do it, because it's not like the Sister Wives, like I'm coming right after the show. So I'll try to do it in a time where it's a little more reasonable for folks, especially the people on the East Coast, so that they can actually hang out and watch it without having to worry about it. But yeah, I want to do it on a day, maybe Saturday. I don't know, but I'll figure it out, and I will let everybody know um, either this Tuesday or maybe I'll do something during the week for 90-day. Got a lot of stuff and a lot of irons in the fire, if you will. So we are going to work it out. We're going to make it happen. This is going to be our year. We're going to have a great time. And guess what, guys? I appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate you jumping in and participating in the chat, keeping the chat lively. What is this? Saturday is good too. Yeah, I might do a Saturday because I don't think I've done Saturdays. Or maybe a Friday. It'll be sometime this weekend. I'll give everybody enough time to be able to figure it out. East Coast, Jennifer. East Coast. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thanks to the mods for holding everything down. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. You know, give show a brother some love. Also, I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. It's awesome that everybody came through. We got to talk a little Sister Wives. Got to talk a little planning for Natalia Grace. Make sure you check that out. If you guys want to see it, again, I think it's on. I know it's on Discovery Plus. I know it's on Max. It might be on Hulu. I'm thinking if you have a Roku or something like that, just hit the search. You could probably find it. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me see. I might be able to find it real quick. And I'll let everybody know now. Let's see. It's on Fubo TV, Max, Philo, YouTube Primetime subscription, Hulu Premium subscription, Sling, Roku channel Premium subscription. Everything is Premium subscription. Amazon Prime, I think it's on Amazon too. YouTube TV, and the rest of them you got a Discovery Plus. Yeah, so you have it a few places, but make sure you check it out, and then we'll definitely be talking about it. It's an interesting case. You don't necessarily have to watch the show to help, but you don't necessarily have to watch it. I'll try to be as inclusive and descriptive as possible as we do the discussion. But that will be that. I will be back next week for the conclusion of the marriage ceremony, watching Kody, Robyn trying to shut Kody down and shut him up. Keep him from saying anything too foolish. I don't think it's going to work because Kody going Kody. So there will be that. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.